I just feel like it really emphasizes what the show is and also how aggressive the title is.
Okay, I like it.
And honestly, it's also partly because JFK got shot right in the head.
Yes, big JFK guy.
Yeah, I mean, I do like JFK. What can I say?
Yeah. He really stole America's heart when he got his head blown off. That was cool to see that.
Yeah, that was. I mean, I wish I was alive for that. Can you imagine witnessing a president actually being assassinated?
That would be crazy. And that was back in the news when they were just like, dude, fucking show it. Men need to be men and they need to see this. This is our goddamn president. So you could have been like 7, just like sitting in your house and you're like, oh, wow, that guy just died on TV. They didn't cut that. That was, I promise you, that was on TV.
It was much more raw back then.
Yeah.
Now you get like Joe Biden in like a pre-made set getting the vaccine.
Yeah. He's just a robot getting controlled. You couldn't blow his head off. He's half robot. He wouldn't die. He'd keep talking.
Exactly. Well, anyway, man, what the fuck's going on? You got the Philly hoodie on. We just watched Travis Kelce win.
Yeah, it was pretty sad. Man. Yeah. I mean, I guess I was rooting for the Chiefs because of Andy Reid. I was like, if I'm going to root for anyone, 49ers talk shit the whole season on Eagles too, with the whole Brock Purdy getting hurt in the championship game last year. So I was like, I can't root for the 49ers, but rooting for the Chiefs didn't feel great either. Because now what? Now we're talking dynasty. 3 Super Bowls in the last 4 years or something like that.
Dude.
It's fucking crazy.
It's not even a fucking question. And I think everyone who wasn't a Chiefs or Niners fans went into the Super Bowl and were just like, I don't want either of these fucking teams to win.
It
Fuck
sucked.
these teams.
It sucked. There wasn't like the underdog team that everyone could root for. Like if the Ravens or the Lions would have made it in, it would have been great. It would have been fantastic. Everyone would have rooted for either of those teams, and it would have been like, cool. It's the big dog versus the little dog. Cool, fun, exciting matchup. Instead, we just got Chiefs versus 49ers, and like not a good game,
horrible game,
fantastic fourth quarter and overtime. So we're all gonna forget.
Exactly.
First 3 quarters sucked.
It was horrible. Also, I put my bets in and lost everything.
Oh shit.
I mean everything.
What
$80.
bets did you
have? I had like 8 bets.
Yeah.
So
same.
I mean, I had a used check tutty in there.
That'd have been
I was
nice.
Praying for the used check tutty, dude. It was like plus 850 odds. I was like, they're gonna give it to him. His wife is just simply too hot.
Yeah. She makes jackets now. Just a wholesome woman.
What the fuck is going on with that? They got like the rights to the Niners logo or something. Pretty crazy.
I was pretty shocked about that. Shout out him too. He was just going on like every post that was posting about it, being like, that's my wife, follow her here. And I was like, I respect the guy who rides for his girl like that.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, you gotta love it.
Well, dude, tell me a little bit about, you're working at the Creek in the Cave.
Yes.
You're doing a lot of stand-up. You're producing some podcasts, which I think is fucking sick.
Very fun.
I met you at a ZHC shoot.
Yeah, a while ago.
You guys were in the fucking Squid Games thumbnail.
Yeah, it was just the thumbnail, by the way. It was such a high production. I didn't know that was like a thing because I thought we were coming in to be like a part of it. And then they were like, no, we literally all hired and we're going to pay you like a fair enough amount that I remember. I was like, this is fun. And then they were like, all you're going to do is be in the thumbnail picture, which I feel like I looked at it and I don't think they even used our picture for the thumbnail.
It's probably changed by now. They change all the time.
Which makes sense. But it was, we met there. Very, very cool, big production. I'd never been on anything like that before.
Yeah.
So
our studio at that time was pretty fucking sick.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, YouTubers, they just dish out the cash, dude.
It's which crazy. I respect.
I mean, it's like, hey, come take 3 photos. We'll give you $100. It's like, fuck yeah, I'm going to do that.
Yeah. And it was with all like my comic friends and we got to dress up and I had just watched the show because I think like I signed up to do this or someone hit me up to do it and it was like 3 weeks away and I was like, well, I should watch the show, like I should check it out and see what it's really all about. And so I was like, this is so cool. Because every show I watch, I secretly want to dress up and play as it after. Every show. That's my dream.
That's pretty good. But anyway, I met you there, and then, it seems like you've kind of just hit the ground running with more and more podcasts and stand-up nights. And tell me a little bit about that. What's going on with you right now?
Yeah, things are going great. We have the Creek and Cave Studios. If you guys are interested, we have a bunch of like super funny comedy podcasts on there of different comedians throughout the scene. There's all kinds of different ones. My podcast is Your Last Resort. We do like Would You Rathers, a lot of Reddit stuff. I think
we have it right here.
Yeah, Your Last Resort. We put out a lot of clips. I edit all those, so I enjoy making them.
They're definitely very well done, dude.
Thank you, man. Yeah,
you got the title you need. That's what I'm trying to work on right now is getting these poppy titles so people know what the fuck the video is or what they're talking about.
Yeah, try to make it like interesting to click on, learning the whole bullshit algorithm and stuff that you that we live in and support by. But I also produce a bunch of other super funny podcasts. Like there's a great one called I Know You Fucking Lying with David Jolly and Ike Rafferty. Super funny podcast. They just had Ari Shafir on.
Oh damn.
Which was super cool to get to work with Ari.
Yeah.
And like he was doing our pod, and then he was like, hey, I have to leave at like this time because sorry, I gotta go, but I gotta go do Rogan. So it was like, oh, yeah, man, you can leave whenever to
no
go
big
do
deal.
Rogan.
Let me just go do the biggest podcast in the world.
Yeah.
Casually.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just gonna stop and do like your smallly viewed podcast. But like if it's not too big of a deal, I'm gonna get out of here, which is so crazy. And that was super cool. We have a bunch of great podcasts on the network. And then, yeah, comedy's been going very well. I run a weekly show if anyone ever wants to come check it out. Wednesday is at Rocky's Piano Bar in Round Rock, and then every Thursday, 10 p.m. at Creek in the Cave.
Nice,
which
dude.
is super, super cool.
Me and Vince have a crazy story about Creek in the Cave.
What happened?
It was fucking... We just ended up getting absolutely fucking hammered drunk at Creek in the Cave. We went to a restaurant before. We had like 6 old fashions each.
Dude, old fashions are so good.
And then dude, they're so fucking
so expensive. So expensive.
They are. Except at Creek in the Cave. They were much less expensive than the place we were getting them before.
Oh, I'm sure.
But then we went to Creek in the Cave and we had like 6 more old fashions.
Yeah.
And we saw Cam So Funny. I don't know if you know that comedian.
Oh, Cam Patterson?
But we saw him before he was like... He's much bigger now.
He's super famous.
We saw him when he was like no one, and we were like talking to him just casually. We were drunk as fuck. We were doing some crowd work. It was like a Tuesday night. We both had work the next day.
Yeah.
And so it was just one of those nights, and we'll tell you the rest of the story after. I probably shouldn't explain.
No, you're
exactly
good. You're good.
But
did you go and see what show? Was it Litty Titty Tuesday or the late 10, like the 10 p.m.
it was a late, like 10
okay,
p.m. show.
It's probably Onslaught Comedy. It's yeah, there's a bunch of good shows at the Creek.
That place is fucking sick.
Yeah,
and I feel that one's been around for a really long time, right?
Yeah, it was a club in Long Island, New York, for years. Rebecca Trent, the same owner, now ran it there, and then in the pandemic moved it here to Austin. It was kind of one of the first clubs to open up. Like when I first moved here, I was doing a bunch of mics. They have like a back outdoor stage, so it was like 105 degrees out. It'd be like 3 in the afternoon on a Saturday, but we were just doing mics out there because of COVID and shit. So it's super cool to see it have like grown and get to be a part of it now and like run the network there and stuff. Yeah. It's like a very cool honor and stuff. And then I just went on the road this weekend to Harrisburg, which was very cool. I'd never been to.
Is that in?
It's in Pennsylvania. I'd never been to that part of it because it's like it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's out in Amish country by like Lancaster and shit like that. But that was very fun. It was very some interesting people. There was this old lady came up to me after the show. So apparently in my set, I was like, yeah, this person was 65 years old as fuck. And she comes up to me after and she just goes, that was crazy. Which I don't know if that is good or bad. You know, that's a very like vague statement to say to someone after a set.
Is that good, like crazy, like that was hilarious? Or is that like, you're fucking crazy and making me upset?
Yeah, did I just ruin your whole week? Like, are you going to pray for me at church on Sunday? Because it kind of had that vibe, but she was just like, no, that was great. And I was like, oh, well, thank you. I really appreciate you coming out. You were a phenomenal audience member. And she goes, I just think it's bullshit that you said 65 is old. And I was like, oh, I didn't mean it. I'm 26. I think everyone's old. You know, I'm just trying to like
get past the moment.
Yeah, hey, can you not like stab me in the back of a comedy club, old woman? Because you have that energy towards me right now. I feel threatened by her. But then she's like, oh, you're 20. I didn't even know. She goes, well, I'm 79. Do you think I'm old? And so then like, you know, man, like I just like to be nice. So I'm like, man, I thought you were 52. You look young as hell. You know, trying to just like de-escalate.
Yeah.
And then she just looks at me and she's like, I don't fuck. But if I did, I'd fuck you. And then she hits me with the cleanest, like she just goes boom, boom, and walks away. And I was like, yo, this lady's awesome. This is wild.
Holy shit. That's insane. You literally you got told by a 79-year-old woman that she wanted to fuck?
Yeah, it made me feel good inside. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, that's that's a feat.
Yeah, she's 3 times older than me, which is crazy.
She's literally been around since fucking the Vietnam War, fucking World War II. She's seen it all.
She's seen shit.
She likes the new men.
Yeah,
you know, her husband was probably a much different man.
Yeah. I remind her of the hippies that she cheated on her husband with while he was away at war, you know? You look just like my boyfriend who was running away from the war. They called him a deserter. I called him the love of my life. So, yeah, she was
that's awesome.
She was a nice lady. Yeah, Harrisburg was it was a lot of like crazy, interesting.
Was
weird
it like
people
is it a small town? I feel like I don't really
know. It's the capital of Pennsylvania.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
How the fuck did I live? So I grew up in Ohio. It's right on the border of PA. So I lived in Amish country. Like we have tons of Amish.
It's on the side. Okay, so like it was the Harrisburg Comedy Zone, but the address of it is technically in West Virginia. So it's on that border of the like PA West Virginia border.
Interesting.
It's and it's funny because like all the comedy zones, they're under one network, so they're comedy zones, but they all are just like it's like the comedy zone at Harrisburg is called Boomerangs. So they all have like silly like names of the bar and club that they're actually at, but there was nothing to do in that town.
I mean, it looks like a legitimate city. It gives me like a Des Moines, Iowa like type vibe.
Yes, very much like that. So I'm like from California, and it's same thing. Sacramento is the capital of California.
Right.
There's nothing to do in Sacramento.
Yeah.
It just was decided like 100 years ago.
Right.
So that's
back then they just decided like the middle of the state, any city in the middle of the state was like the capital.
Yeah,
right?
and I bet
that's what the goal was, at least.
And this one's on the edge, but I bet you because it was made so long ago, it was back in the 13 colonies, it was probably closer to Washington, D.C.
Yeah,
so that's why. But it's like 60,000 people. You can tell that it's like not like lower income, but just everything's like cheaper there.
Dude, that whole area is struggling pretty bad. You know,
Yeah.
Amish country and those smaller cities. Ugh.
Yeah,
been to St. Louis recently.
St. Louis is rough.
It's bad, man. I mean, I haven't been there. I haven't been there in recent years, but I went in, I want to say 2018, 2019. And I was like, whoa. I thought this city was fucking cool. But I mean, it's not that it's not cool, but like it looks like it's got some fucking problems, man.
Yeah,
and they lost the Rams, dude.
Yeah, they have nothing going on.
Blow.
Yeah. There's such bad parts of it. And even like the surrounding areas. I went to college in Western Kentucky, and we would go to St. Louis a lot because it was only 3 hours away. And right when you get into Illinois, there's this, like, because you have to cut through Illinois to get into St. Louis, like, in Missouri and shit. There's this small town called Cairo, Illinois. And it's, like, so in poverty that it's, like, you drive through, almost every building is abandoned. Not just, like, like out of business.
Destroyed.
Yes, like, windows kicked in, boarded up, rotting, falling apart. The only buildings that are open are, like, an insurance place, a cash checking building, and, like, a fucking... a Subway. Those are the only things.
Of course it's fucking Subway.
Yeah. And they're just like the speed limit drops to 25 miles per hour and there's just cops hiding everywhere to give you tickets. Like
so fucked.
So many shithole parts. The worst thing I did though in Harrisburg was I was trying to buy weed from strangers, which I haven't I was like just kind of hey mistering people, you know?
Yeah.
Like a child again. Not a good idea. Not a good idea to do in Harrisburg, PA. I don't know. Like I thought that people at like the club or that kind of area would have it, and everyone was just kind of like, "Wow, no, we don't smoke weed." And I was like, "Fuck, man, I really want some. I didn't want to fly with any, you know." Definitely.
Well, yeah, not out of Texas. You gotta be careful.
No, exactly. Definitely.
But you can do it. I mean, I'm just letting you know.
You can, but it's just like
sketch.
Yeah. And then we got drunk like the first night, and then when I was drugging, I was just like, "Oh, I just want to smoke a little." And I was like, "Dude, we're out at bars and clubs, like I'm gonna ask some people, you know."
Yeah.
And this first dude, like I go outside and I'm like, I guess I'm gonna just profile people and look for people that I think have drugs that maybe look like me or whatever.
But no specific skin color or anything like that.
No,
never gonna point that out.
I was really hoping to see someone who looked like me because if you look at me, you're like, he for sure has drugs.
100%. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, but I would argue maybe myself as well.
Totally.
A little bit. Definitely a little bit of stoner, for sure.
Totally. Yeah. I was hoping to see that. I definitely approached the person that you were assuming that I would profile first. That was who I went up to. And I was like, hey, man. And, you know, I try to be cool about it, not just be like, hello, fine sirs. Do you have any marijuana on you? I was just like, these guys were kind of being loud walking by. And I was like, hey, bro. I was like, you got any green on you trying to sell? And then the one dude was like, oh, kind of like, yeah, but like making sure first real quick. But then his friend just grabbed me by the shirt and was just like, hey, motherfucker, are you wearing a wire right now? And I was like, bro, I'm not wearing a wire. And I'm like a little drunk, so I'm kind of feeling like cheeky too, because I'm just like, bro, I'm trying to buy like an eighth of weed.
Yeah.
You really think I'm going to set you up? Also, like, dog, look at me. Look at me. I'm definitely someone, I get being cautious. Your friend is being cautious. You're being an asshole. And I just, I realized that like he was pressing me so hard and he was being kind of gangster. And I was like, you know what dudes who act gangster hate is when you talk really gay to them. They don't like that. I've learned that it's a good deterrent. So I was just like, hey bro, you could take off all my clothes and check for a wire if you want. He was like, what the fuck? And then it very much de-escalated quickly because it was almost like I was like, oh, you're about it, dude? I'm fucking about it right now. And then his friend was like, yo, calm down to him. And then I spent $50 on an eighth of weed because I was too afraid to ask for a better deal at that point.
Oh my God.
He manhandled me, bro. I was like, I'll pay whatever you want.
You're definitely selling me on not going to this city. You know?
Yeah, man, I wouldn't.
But there's a lot of cities like that. I mean, it's kind of like Youngstown, Ohio, or some Ohio cities. Toledo. You ever been to Toledo? It sounds like it's kind of similar to that. You know, similar vibe at least.
Yeah, very. Yeah, it was just. Yeah, by no means was it. I've been all over the country. I think I've been now to like 38 or 39 states. So I've seen a lot of the country, and there are shitholes that I've been in where I'm like, I don't feel comfortable here. Like you can just tell it's a horrible area.
What would you say, if off the top of your head, what would you say the worst place you've been to in the country is?
Okay, like just
not in a disrespectful way, but you know, just in general.
Just because obviously there's like the real basic like answers. Like, dude, there are like some really bad parts of Memphis that I went to that I was just like, damn, you can just tell that this is like overran by like gang and drug culture, and there's a lot of homeless people.
Yeah.
The two worst places though that immediately come to mind, one that's kind of a sleeper, one that's obvious. The obvious one, Kensington, Philadelphia, like North Philly.
I want to talk to you about Philly as well.
Kensington, bro. This is like, dude, I do some white people shit too often. I go to Philadelphia. I'm a diehard Eagles fan, but I'm born and raised in California. We didn't have a team. We either had the San Diego Chargers 3 hours away or the Oakland Raiders 5 hours away. Wasn't going to be a fan of either of those. I just picked the Eagles when I was like 4 or 5. I am a diehard fan. I will fight someone over the Eagles. I hate when people say I'm not a real Eagle fan because I'm not from Philly. I'm a diehard fucking fan through and through. I got to go to Philly for the first time last year. I got to do some comedy, and I saw them play the Cowboys. It was fucking awesome. And I went with my parents. My parents, my whole life, were like, we promise we'll take you. And they finally were like, we bought tickets. Let's go. We went.
That's fucking sick.
Great. My favorite movie is Rocky 4. I fucking love Rocky, dude. Me and my dad would watch Rocky movies all the time as a kid. So we were like, yo, we got to go to all the filming locations of Rocky.
All of them.
Well, not like all of them. We got to go to like Nick's gym.
Ones.
We got to go to like where Rocky's apartment is. We got to go down to like where the guys are singing on the corner that he talks to, that one is his brother actually. Like, we're like, we'll go see those. We'll see the Rocky statue, of course. I didn't realize that movie is shot in the ghetto. Like, it's shot in Kensington.
I didn't know that either.
It's like shot in maybe the worst parts of Philly. Like, if you look up Kensington, PA, like look up like Kensington, PA, like maybe you can look up like homeless or like drugs or something to kind of see, because dude, I shit you not. Dude, yes. So like there's just blocks like that. Like 5 or 6 straight blocks, people lined up, and they're all doing like fentanyl now. And
have you heard of Trank?
Trank too, yes.
Trank's
that's the other one.
That's the one that's got them all like dopey, fucking,
and like half bent over,
like,
right?
Literally like zombie looking.
Dude, there was like, when we drove through, they were doing like the clean needle give outs. So there was like a line of like 150 dudes just fucking falling asleep.
What do you mean they were doing the clean needle give outs? Like is that the government just giving out clean needles?
In very liberal like cities and stuff, their whole thought is like, look, these people are going to use drugs no matter what. So we should give them a clean way to stop the spread of like Hep C and AIDS and other stuff like that.
Right.
It's not a bad concept, but it's also very enablistic.
Well,
like,
it definitely makes sense that they're all looking like zombies walking down the street with those fresh needles.
Yes, exactly. yeah. They're getting the cleanest dope hit possible. Philly's all about making sure you have the best high. And that's why you love them. It's a city of brotherly love. And that's why right there. They want you
They don't give a fuck if you're doing it right in the streets, taking shits.
Yeah.
They just want you to fucking have a good time.
And so like, bro, this is like, that's what it legit trash everywhere. People wandering through the streets. My mom is like a very like suburban white lady. My mom's freaking out. She's like, we have to get out of here right now. We make a wrong turn into a neighborhood. There's just people blocking the road, like hanging out. She's like, oh God, oh God, oh God, putting it into reverse. She's yelling at me and my dad because we're laughing at her. We're just like, all right, Mom, calm down. We're in a car. It's noon. I look, I would not want to be here at night either, but it's noon. We're going to be all right. We should get out of here. But she's like, why the fuck did you bring us here? You fucking idiots. Oh, you had to see where Rocky's gym was. It doesn't even look like it anymore. So Kensington was so bad.
Yeah.
That was crazy to see people like that. And then
I've heard very, very bad things about Philly. You know?
it was there were some really bad parts most of the city. And then dude, not Sioux Falls, somewhere in South Dakota, went was so bad. I'm so mad. It's probably just all South Dakota. It's like one of their bigger cities.
There's only like fucking 3 cities.
Yeah,
in
it's
that
not
place.
Sioux Falls.
Is there reservations up there? I know the reservations are pretty rough.
It's right near it. It's not Grand. Oh, man, I don't know what it's somewhere in South Dakota. I had to spend we had 2 shows there, so we had to spend 3 days there because there was like a gap between one of the shows. And dude, I mean, that was just one of the worst places I've ever been to. It was just so like poverty ridden and
like a different level.
Yeah, and you could just tell that like meth was a culture there.
Yeah.
They went like, dude, we can't beat it, so just whatever.
Yeah.
The hotel we stayed at, I think what made it worse was the hotel we stayed at, because we stay at this hotel. The booker books us there. We get there. I mean, it looks shitty. It smells bad. It's pretty ghetto. It looks like it's just kind of stuck in like the 1990s. Like it looks like it was a great hotel in like 1988. Like you went there and you're like, this place rocks, but no updates. The first morning I get up, I walk out and the person next to me walks out of their room and then puts on a polo, and they're like the housekeeping staff of the hotel. So the staff is living there, which is instantly I'm like, they're going to steal all my shit.
Yeah.
I go to the gym. I'm walking to the gym. The door next to the gym, it sounds like there's 20 dudes in there. The door opens up. There's 20 dudes in there. And it smells like meth.
Oh my God.
You know, it's like that cat piss, like chemical. It also just, I know what a drug house looks like. It looks like a drug house in there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God. And I go in the gym. All of the ellipticals are broken. And the entire weight rack is empty except one 2.5 pound blue dumbbell.
Why even have a gym at that point?
Dude, I know. I was like, come on, man. Come on. It's snowing outside. So I look up the hotel. It's all in the news because like a month ago, the owner went out on the marquee and just put up "No natives allowed." So they're like racist to the natives too.
Jesus fuck, man.
Yeah. And to top it off,
that's white people shit, man. Meth.
Totally.
I mean, that is complete. White people have taken over the meth culture at this point, for sure.
It was bad. There was like this one lady who was just wandering the halls that had no teeth. Like her mouth was black. And she would just like, and then like run off. She'd just say like gibberish to you and giggle and run away.
Fuck.
And then the final end of like the saga of why I'm also like, this is the worst place ever is the guy that I was on the road with, his cousin is like a firefighter out in that area. And he comes out to the show. He's like a firefighter, paramedic guy. And he comes out and we're like, oh, we're staying at whatever fucking hotel. And he's like, you're staying at that hotel? And we're like, yeah, why? He's like, I pick up dead people from there like 3 times a week. Murder, ODs, violence, all kinds of that shit.
Jesus fuck, man.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh, cool. Okay, this place is the worst place I've ever been.
I mean, Kensington sounds pretty bad, but that sounds much worse.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is with white people just like doing meth and then just thinking that like other races are the problem. You know what I mean? It's like, dude,
you get paranoid.
You just did meth.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. Dude, meth, like I've never done meth. I've only done weed and like mushrooms. Those are like the craziest drugs I've done. And anyone I talk to who's done meth is just like, it's really bad.
Oh yeah.
They're not even like, no one's ever, like everyone's like, dude, heroin is awesome. Don't do it. You'll love it and never want to quit. Everyone's like, meth, it's really hard to quit, but you never like love meth.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you feel great, which is, I'm like, yeah.
I don't think wanting peak levels of paranoia is exactly, what I desire when I do drugs.
Yeah.
I mean, and at least with heroin, it's like some of the best musicians ever did heroin and made some amazing music. I've never really heard of like a very big, amazing musician who was doing loads of meth.
You're right. No. The closest thing to meth music is a rapper that has a fuck ton of ad-libs in his songs, Because those are the voices that the meth person hears. Like the what? Yeah. Oh God. There he is. There he is. That's just a psychotic breakdown. That's all that is. It just turned into beautiful music form.
Just doing some Lil Jon shit. Usher yesterday at the halftime show.
Did you like the halftime show?
Yeah. Just going crazy. No, I didn't like the fucking halftime show. I thought it was terrible.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay, we're the same age. I was like, I didn't like listen to Usher growing up.
No.
And so I was just like, I don't care. And they're like, Usher songs. I'm like, I know, I'm sure I go like, a song comes on and I'm like, oh, I know this. And they're like, that's an Usher song. But I was like, yo, gun to my head, $1 million. I cannot name 3 Usher songs.
Yeah, that's what it was. And it started off with songs I didn't really know, but that wasn't even the thing that did it for me. The thing that did it for me was fucking... They like all came out in these very extreme like costumes. Like there was no theme to the performance.
Yeah,
you know?
It was just big. It was like Dune.
It was like one lady was wearing like a 60s like stripper outfit.
Yeah.
And then you had like just modern, there wasn't like it didn't feel very organized. It doesn't feel like there was a theme with it.
Yeah, it was very
with
just
the Black
random.
Eyed Peas, you had a theme. It was the Black Eyed Peas. With this, it felt like you just got a bunch of random people from different time periods. I mean, at one point he's fucking skating up there. I mean, that's some 70s shit,
Yeah, it very much
weird.
Felt like they were like, all right, the core demographic this year is going to be 30-year-olds.
Yeah.
So like we need to get them invested. But it's also like there was a ton of Swifties, there's a ton of old people. Like I don't think anyone really enjoyed the halftime.
Well, he
show.
just looked like he had Tourette's on stage as well.
Yeah.
He was doing a lot of really quick, just
the MJ dance style type
exactly,
shit.
Yeah.
Just
and
kind
then
of
he was
moving around.
like totally touching up Alicia Keys' puss and ass.
Yeah.
He was just
Did you see
her in front of the entire world?
He's married. She's married to, is it Swizz Beatz or like
someone like that?
Can you look up who it is? Because I'm curious. But he posted something today and was just, and it was a boss ass move. He was like, man, y'all keep like tagging me and asking if I'm jealous and shit. He goes, fuck that. Forget how they look together. Did you see how like baller my girl look? Her dress was all over this. It was Swizz Beatz. He had some cool response where he was just basically like, look how bad my bitch was. Like her dress was fire. Y'all aren't gassing that up enough. Like you think I give a fuck? I'm Swizz Beatz. And I was like, all right, saying I'm Swizz Beatz is not like the craziest flex anymore, but I respect you a lot, Swizz Beatz.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I mean, he's fucking married to Alicia Keys, so that's pretty fucking badass.
Yeah, and you know that Swizz Beatz wants my respect out of all people.
Of course. Well, same with me, of course.
Yeah.
He's definitely striving for our acceptance. But yeah, I don't think I would like if that was my girlfriend on stage and Usher just kind of starts doing some weird Tourette's twitches and then just starts kind of touching her ass and very close to her vag. I probably wouldn't like that either.
Yeah, I feel
like when you're like famous, like that big and you're in that industry, it probably is a little different,
Yeah,
like
you probably just have to have
a little
confidence.
More normal. I don't know.
He probably also like I'm sure that was probably rehearsed in a little sense. Like, hey, we're gonna get kind of intimate. Usher's thing is he's kind of just like it's like sex appeal. It's kind of like a big thing of his. Like he's like, I'm hot. I'm gonna look sexy. So there's probably like communicate. I'm sure it's like if your wife is an actor or an actress, like you have to be like she's gonna have like a sex scene. She's gonna make out with a guy, and it means nothing.
Yeah.
He probably feels...
That's probably exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's the only way to react because you're just like, if he gets jealous, then she's just going to be like, oh, you don't support my career?
Exactly.
And he's in the wrong there, so it's like,
Yeah, it's tough. It's definitely tough.
Yeah.
But overall, I mean, to be fair, I was also pretty stoned, took an edible before the game.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was watching it and it just felt like I was in a fever dream of like just chaos with the whole performance. I don't know. Towards the end, I was like, this is pretty good. But the beginning was pretty fucking rough to me, man.
Yeah. It was a bad game overall, but like it was still fun. I went to a Super Bowl party. It was like a small, like 8-9 man thing, and then the power went out in the second quarter, and then we all had to conjugate to a new house. It was shitty as fuck.
Oh,
it was bad. Yeah, it was. I was like, damn, that's rough.
That blows.
Yeah.
Well, dude, tell me a little bit. Tell me your story. You said you played football.
Yeah.
In
So
D1 football, which is, my school was D6. So
yeah. Okay. Yeah.
we had nothing.
Yeah. So I started doing comedy about 4 years ago now, a little over 4 years. It was December 22nd of 2019. Yeah. So it was like right before 2020 COVID hit. And then I moved here. But before that, I was like a big football guy. I still love football, obviously, and shit. But I grew up playing mostly baseball, played football when I was really young, and I fucking hated it. Because I was like one of those kids that was a year older than everyone in my grade, but I was like tiny, bro. Like, in Pop Warner, normally all the like fat kids have to weigh in under a certain amount. I would have to go weigh in with them and make sure that I weighed enough, or they wouldn't let me play because I was such a tiny, frail little boy.
Damn.
I was so small.
Holy shit.
And so yeah, I just hated football because I just was so small. And then I got older and I started playing it in junior high, and I was like decent. And then I played I played all 3 sports in high school, and I really wasn't sure what I was going to do. It was baseball, basketball, football. And then just after the first year, I was like, man, I fucking love football. Like I love it so much. And I realized if I wanted to be good at it and try and play at the next level, I would have to really commit and really just grind and go 100%. So I stopped doing the other 2 sports so I could just spend the off season doing weightlifting, learning plays, getting better, off-season training, all that. And at the end of my high school year, we made it to the California State Finals. It was great. We lost, but really good. I didn't have like the greatest year. I played defensive end, and then we didn't have any offensive linemen, so I also was our starting offensive tackle.
Damn.
But I was like 220 pounds, which is like not a starting offensive lineman, but I was like decent at it. So there were like games, like 4 or 5 games in league, they just sat me and I didn't play defensive end. They were like, we need you more for offense. So I just didn't have anything really going on recruiting. I had some NAI offers, which for like those who don't know, there's like a separate league from the NCAA. The competition level of NAI is like D2 to D3 kind of level, right there. It's not great, but they'll give you like they're all liberal arts schools, so your tuition's like $20,000. They'll give you like a $5,000 athletic, and then I would get like a $5,000 academic. So I was like, man, that's
pretty fucking good.
Still great, but I was like, fuck, I'm still gonna be like $40,000 in debt. I'm gonna like go to a school in fucking Harrisburg, Pennsylvania,
or Kensington,
just some like nowhere shithole with nothing to really show for it. And I was, still like, I want to play in the NFL, or I want to try and play in like a smaller league or something like that. And then I visited a bunch of schools, had some of these like half offers. My parents really wanted me to go to one of them. They had me take all the SATs. I got accepted into all these schools. I had like a 3.6 GPA, so I was like good in school, decent enough to get into all these schools and stuff. And then like last minute, I visited a junior college, and they were just like, hey man, like it's $1,000 a semester because it's right here. You stay with your parents, you stay home. We'll give you a year to like grow and adjust, 2 years, and then you could transfer somewhere and have no debt, have your AA. And I was just like, this feels like the right move. Like I gotta give myself another shot to try and grind it out. So I did that. My parents were they were so mad. They were just like, we spent all that money on SAT prep and flying you out to visit these schools, and like you had walk-on offers at bigger schools where you could have still gone. And I was just like, yeah, sorry, I'm gonna do this. So then my freshman year, I wasn't started the later half of the season, had like decent stats, finished with like 4 or 5 sacks, nothing crazy. Went into the next off season just kind of being like, dude, this is my last fucking chance, like I got to go big or go home. And I grinded the whole off season. And then, so we played 11 games my sophomore year at Santa Ana Junior College. And I led the state of California with 13.5 sacks in 11 games. So I just balled the fuck out.
That's pretty fucking sick.
Yeah, it was very cool. I really have to give credit to my one coach, Coach Worthy. Like he just was like a former Division I defensive lineman from the University of Arizona. and he just like really understood how to teach the game and like speak to kids and stuff like that. And just connected with me and taught me well. And I worked hard too, but I just, all of a sudden I was just like a game wrecker. And I finished my senior year or my sophomore year leading the state in sacks. I had like every D2 offer under the sun, like any, all the top schools. I was really considering going to like West Texas A&M or University of Sioux Falls. They're like both top 5 Division II schools. They have the highest number of NFL players from Division II schools. So I was like, worst case, I'll go to these.
That'd be fucking, yeah.
Was still waiting on a D1 offer, and like I was getting in contact with all these guys, but nothing was happening. And it was kind of shitty to find out later on. The University of Hawaii visits, and they called me up to the office, and they're like, dude, you're like really good. Holy shit. And I was like, thank you. And they were like, unfortunately, we like have never seen your tape before. We've never heard of you. And my coaches told me, like the head coach and the recruiting guy there were like, we're sending them to every West Coast school. We know the guys at Hawaii. They're watching your tape. And then they just were straight up like, we never saw it. And they were like, hey, if we offered 3 defensive linemen, if they all don't commit, we'll have an offer for you. Of course, they all fucking committed to Hawaii. Who's not going to go to the University of Hawaii?
It's fucking Hawaii.
And so then I really wanted to play football in Texas. I wanted to go live the Texas football experience. University of North Texas calls me. They're super interested. They're flying a coach out to meet me. I call the recruiting coaches. I'm like, hey, he's going to be here at 8:30 on a Tuesday. I need someone to be in the office to show my tape. Like the thing that they were like, we'll be there night or day. Both of them are like, can't make it. So I have to meet with this guy on a fucking park bench.
Jesus Christ.
And I could just tell that he was just like,
what the fuck?
what is this? Like he's going to all these other JUCOs where he's going to get the bell and the ball treatment. And I have fucking this going on.
You have
so
a park bench.
Park bench. So then like University of North Texas just starts ghosting me, and I'm starting to get nervous because I want to transfer in December so I can spend spring ball there. And the longer, if I wait through the spring semester, the chances just get worse and worse of me like getting to go and play. I might have to redshirt. I'm already a sophomore. I don't want to redshirt my sophomore year. It just doesn't make sense. I want to go somewhere where I can play right away. I'm only getting older.
Makes sense.
And then like last minute, I was signing up for all these like recruiting services. People were just stealing money from me, like signing up for ones that were just doing nothing, wasting shit, basically joining like Herbalife of recruiting, real nonsense. And then this one random one just was like, hey, my buddy's the guy at Murray State. They're going to give you a call. And they call me and they're just like, hey, we're interested. The thing is like, signing day ends on December 15th. We're going to let you know on December 14th what our decision is. So you're not going to have a lot of time to really figure things out. We're like, okay.
It sucks.
And so December 14th, I was kind of like, hey, I'm going to get an offer. I'm either going to go. And I talked to the D2 schools and they, they kind of don't have any leverage. So they're just like, hey, man. And I'm like, hey, look, this school, it's a D1. I want to go to school for free. If they don't give me an offer, I will tell you if I'm committing to you or West Texas tomorrow, I promise. Okay. And they're like, that's fine. And I'm like, I'm going to leave. So I like go to Disneyland with my girlfriend who we've been dating like 5 months at this point. We've been together 7 years now, but we were like, hey, we're probably going to like try long distance. It's definitely not going to work. We're going to break up. So like, it's fucking hard. Let's go like spend our last day, like doing something fun. And then like the University of Memphis calls me that day. Kind of tries last minute. They're like, we're trying to get a guy eligible grade wise. If he falls out, we're getting you. They call me back. They're like, hey, he got eligible. We're not taking him. And it's like coming down to the end of the day. And I'm like, I'm probably not going to get signed. And then the University of Murray State, they call me last minute and they're like, hey, bro, we want to offer you. But here's the thing. If you like agree to come on a visit, you get your signing day period extended 8 days. So what you're going to do is you're going to pack your full bags. You're going to fly out here on your visit. We bought you a return flight. But if you like it, we start practice on Monday, so you will be here on Monday ready to go. And it's like, dude, look, it's my only D1 offer. Yeah. Full ride scholarship, off-campus living with a monthly stipend. Yeah. I have to go no matter where it is.
Fuck yeah.
So I go out there with a full intention.
That's fucking brutal, though. Just fucking show up and... Hey, you might go home, you might not.
Yeah, not knowing if I like it. I get there. They don't have the fucking jerseys set up in the locker. there's no like cool recruiting thing. There's no party set up
care
for me.
package.
None of that. They're just like, hey, so this is your locker on Monday because we're assuming you're fucking staying, right? Like you don't have any other offers. So like Monday we start, and then Murray gets like 2 feet of snow a year. It snowed 2.5 feet that weekend.
Jesus Christ.
And so school got shut down and practice. So I didn't know anyone. I just moved out there. I was alone in this apartment. My apartment loses heat and electricity. So I'm sleeping in all the clothes I own the first week. I have no friends. By the 4th day, I called my mom crying, being like, I gotta come home. I can't fucking be here. And shout out my mom. My mom was just like, yeah, you gotta suck it up. Sorry. Like, you're not coming home. Yeah. Suck it up. You'll get over it. It'll be worth it. I don't know. Go fucking build a snowman, pussy.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, go fuck yourself, basically. And she gave me some tough love, which was great. And then...
That's what they gotta do, dude.
Yeah, went there. The only other, like, funny recruiting story I had was...
You want coffee?
No, I'm okay
Are you
still.
good?
I was recruited by Florida A&M, which is an HBCU, a historically black college. So it's like... white people are allowed to go there, but I bet if you looked it up, it's probably like 80% African American, like demographic. It's what it's known for. Very cool school, very big. Their fucking marching band is so sick. Like they're right by Florida Florida State. Mm-hmm. So I was just kind of like their head coach follows me. Mm-hmm. He starts messaging me. I'm like, okay. I mean, I don't give a fuck. I'm not. Who cares? Who cares if I'm the only white dude? Like,
if anything, that makes it even fucking cooler. In my opinion.
It's a little bit of a flex, and it's like, dude, like this is not a racist thing, but I'm all red. At Murray, I was one of the few white dudes in the locker room anyway.
Well, hey man, you're in D1 football, so you're gonna be, as a white guy, you're typically not, gonna have a lot of other whites around you.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot. There was not a lot. It was just basically the offensive linemen. And all the white dudes showered together because the black dudes were like, we don't like how much you guys want to fucking conversate while we shower. That's weird. Look forward. Stop talking to me.
Well, and you had to be reminded of their fucking hogs every time.
Yeah. That was the thing too. They're always like, you guys have so much confidence to talk to each other, and you have such tiny ass dicks. I'm like, hey man, we just like a good conversation. There's no need. This isn't a race thing. This isn't a dick thing. This is I like you as a friend. Sorry, man. Why are you looking at my dick so much? But. Yeah, there were some dicks that I was just like, damn, that's your soft dick, dude. That's fucking crazy, bro. Good for you. No wonder you have so much confidence. That's crazy. It's like 2 of my dicks hard, and it's your dick soft. That's even if it doesn't even get any bigger when it's hard. High five, man. Fucking good for you. But Florida A&M recruited me, and I remember their coach reached out to me, and he was just like. He's just like, hey, man, how you doing? Like, just being honest, like, do you know we're an HBCU? Like, we're a historically black college? And I was like, yeah, I know. I'm familiar with what it is. I know what it is. And he was just like, is that a problem for you? And I was like, no, man, like, I don't give a fuck. And he was just like, you ever been with a black woman before? Like, that was the follow-up question.
Wait, that was what the coach said?
Yeah, That's
amazing.
Yeah, and I was like, no. And he goes, black women are going to change your life, man. We're going to get you here and you're going to be a different fucking person. How does that sound? And I was just like, wow, that's pretty cool, man. That's exciting. That sounds fun. And like, I was like, I can't believe that he's pitching me like this, but what a great recruiting pitch, And
that's insane.
It kind of just never like came to anything. There was no like official offer made. They probably just found someone that fit their scheme better. Their coach liked their play style better, probably wasn't a white dude, which is like, I don't take it personal. Probably just a better culture fit because, like you as like a white dude, you all like there's just like genuinely a culture divide. And I'll be honest, like I think what happens a lot is like so a lot of like the white dudes who are gonna end up playing like Division I football are normally like Southern dudes, country fed white boys, because that's just kind of like it's like bro, like Texas breeds athletes like big. Strong, good players. Florida builds the dudes who will run past you. Same with California. Mm-hmm. And then like, it's just a lot of the white dudes come from these just like Iowa, Nebraska.
Right.
They used to help their daddy pull the plow when they were 2 years old. You
They
know,
worked on the farm growing up.
Yeah, exactly.
Throwing hay bales and shit.
Yeah, I didn't have a binky.
Just corn-fed boys, dude.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. They were just putting in dip lips instead of binkies. Like they were some country bumpkins. And so a lot of times you just get these like white dudes who just, like don't know how to behave around black dudes.
Yeah.
And I see this all the time still, where it's just like the way to get along with anyone, because weirdly, my friend group growing up, I was the only white guy in my friend group. Mm-hmm. It was like, it's a bunch of Asian, Hispanic, and black dudes. And so I grew up with diversity, which I think really helped me understand that, like, yeah, the culture is different, but like the way you be cool is just like accept it. Don't make a big deal out of the things that are different and learn to like vibe and appreciate it. But you get so many white dudes that it's just like, it's so different to them, and they've maybe grown up like kind of idolizing black culture through rap music, movies, sports, other shit. And so they get there and they do this. This comedian Daniel West has the best term I've heard for it. He says white folks love to tap dance around black people, where they're doing this like, because tap dancing is just like super yeah, like really showy, where it's just like, hey man, if you just are like a normal person and you can be like, damn, we do have different cultures and almost joke about it and make it not a huge deal.
Yeah.
That's how you instantly get along, instead of being the dude who has to be like, hey, bro, like, I just want you to know, like, I fucking love rap music. like, dude, Biggie Smalls, when he said, like, that line about that thing, bro, I just was like, preach, brother.
You guys been through it.
You've been through it. Yeah. And it's like, yeah, dude, that's when you're like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah.
What's going on? Like probably my best claim to fame of college football, because like, I guess for people who want to know the end of my story, is like, I went to Murray State. I didn't play my junior year. I was kind of just a backup, got in here and there. Kind of had like an awakening where I was like, oh shit, I was really good, but this is now like another level.
Right.
And these guys, like, cause then my senior year, I'm kind of in line to start, and they just give the spot to a dude who's like not necessarily a better player than me. Definitely not like, there was no one that knew the game of football and understanding schemes and doing your job better than me. But this dude ran a 4.40 and was 10 pounds heavier than me and 2 inches taller than me, just like a freak athlete, where I was just like, oh, well, I can never my body will never be capable of that. And I understand why he's playing over me, and that's fine. But like, I just wasn't playing at all. And my D-line coach was like, really liked me. I couldn't figure it out. And I know this sounds bullshit, and people always say this, but like, I swear to God, there's about 4 games left in the season. I'm not playing. My senior year, I kind of had to have like a very sad moment where like all spring ball, I was the starter. I was playing good. I remember all the other coaches being like, dude, Legendre, you've really fucking made a jump in the next thing. You're balling. And I've gone like, dude, I'm not going to the NFL, but like, I go play in Canada. I'll go play in the Swiss League for like $40,000 for like a 4 or 5 month season, come back and work some other coaching job. Like, I get to keep playing ball. Like, I'll go explore the world. And then I'm just like not playing at all. Like at all. I'm now like a third stringer. I'm starting to get sent to do like practice squad reps as a senior, which is just like disgraceful. So I kind of have a thing where I'm like, dude, I'm going to fucking party with my boys, because like my boys are big partiers. The apartment I live in is the party apartment. And I'm just like, yo, I'm going to fucking like live it up. I'm going to low key near the end of the season, maybe start using this to lose some weight, get back into normal human shape. Cause I'm like, at that point, I'm 6'3", 200 pounds. Back then I was 6'3", 245.
Damn.
So I was a thick dude.
Holy shit.
Thick dude.
That's fucking big.
Dude, I would eat 6,000 calories a day.
Oh, dude,
it was horrible.
I've tried to do it. It's so hard for me to gain weight.
Yeah.
You just got to fucking gorge yourself every day.
And hey, assholes, yeah, could you just eat 3 Big Macs? Yes, dick faces, I could do that, okay? But you can't do that and then be a fucking premier athlete. So I'm eating 2 cups of rice and a pound of chicken for lunch. You know how much fucking food that is, dude? I would throw up several times a day because I would be so full. Like, I was the opposite of a bulimic. It was horrible.
Jesus, that's fucking, yeah.
It sucked. But my coach, my D-line coach, called me one night after a game, like late, like almost 1 a.m. And I'm like drunk, but I'm just like, yo, I fucking love my coach. I'm gonna answer. I'm just like, Coach, what's up? And he's just like, you out partying? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, good, celebrate the win. And I'm like, thanks, coach. And he was just like, I got to tell you something. And I'm like, okay, what? And he goes, what did you do to the D coordinator? And I was like, what? And he goes, have you had like arguments? Do you guys get into it? And I go, no, like if anything, like he almost like acts like I don't exist. I've not had a ton of interactions with him, if I'm being completely honest, just in general. And he goes, I want you to know, man, that I would play you, but he told me that like a game or two into the season that if I play you, he's going to fire me. And I found out later that after this game, all the coaches on our staff found out they were getting fired and not coming back next season. So I think that's why he was like, well, fuck it, I'm going to tell him. And I was like, damn, man. And he goes, so I can't play you. Like, that's why you've not been playing. That's why you're kind of down the depth chart. Like, and it's kind of too late in the season to make anything change. I'm sorry. You deserve better than this. You would be a great coach, I think. And like,
why? Like, what do you think it? Not to dwell on it too much longer.
Dude, like the only negative interaction I can ever think that I had with him, but it was so finite that I'm like, I can't imagine this ruined a whole relationship. I remember like one time my junior year when I was there, he was just like, hey man, we need you. He's like, when you get in there, you need to be making more plays. And I was like, yeah, I got you, coach. I'm trying. And he's like, doesn't look like you're trying. And then I was just like, well, I'm playing 6 snaps a game. It's hard to do things in 6 snaps. And that's maybe the only, because I remember he was kind of like, oh, okay. Like he took that weird, but I'm like, I don't think that's relationship ruining. I was like a hardworking, quiet guy. That maybe that's what did it. But that was also like, after that, I was the starter for spring ball. So it was like, did something happen in between then? I don't know what he didn't like. But it was even some weirdo shit. Like I remember like after football, I started doing comedy and he just called me one day out of the blue and I answered and he was just like, hey, what's up? And I was like, yeah, man, what's up? Like and he's just like, I'm going to listen to your podcast today. Because I saw one of your old teammates was on Anthony, and I'm like,
that's fucking weird, man.
Okay, man. He's like, it better not suck. And I was just like, okay. He's like, I don't want to waste an hour of my time. And I was like, well, man, I fucking hope you enjoy it. And he was just like, all right.
What a fucking dick.
Later, man. Like, he was almost like my bully. I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird. But that's like weird because it's like it came back. And he's like, I support you, but this better not fucking suck.
Yeah, it was
like he was still trying to coach you.
Yeah, dude, it was so weird.
That's a little weird.
It sucked. But the cool thing, shout out my coach, because that coach, I don't want to say his name because I don't want to get him in trouble or anything, but like, dude, he'll call me, like he called me, he was like 7 hours away from Austin and he was like, how close am I to you to come see a show? I'm going to drive out tonight. And I was like, bro, you're 7 hours away from me. Like, it doesn't make sense. And he's like, please tell me if you're ever near me. Like, he calls me every year on my birthday.
See,
wish me happy birthday.
That's just a good coach.
Good guy. And I remember when I told him, because when I found that out, I was just like, hey man, well, like, I'm done trying then. And he was like, no, I know. And he was like, I'm going to do my best to like keep you out of scout team. So there would be times where they'd be like, Legendre, get over to scout team. And he'd be like, I need him for this thing. He's helping coach this guy. And I kind of just became like an assistant coach to him. Yeah. I would just teach all the other D linemen the plays and stuff. They couldn't remember it. And they'd kind of be like, hey, follow this guy around. Make sure he knows the plays. Make sure he's going to be the starter. So like just help him. So that was like a very shitty end. I hated football for like 2 years after that. It was very hard for me to watch football.
Makes sense.
Give a fuck. I didn't want to be around it. I was very over it.
It makes sense. So during when you were doing football, you then transitioned and start doing comedy while you're in college or directly after?
I'll be honest, just not playing in my senior year and all that coming out and just like, even before I knew that, just like the writing on the wall of being like, you're not going to play this year.
Right.
Your football career is over. You're not going to be a pro. You don't have any tape. You didn't play it all. All those people that you left and you were supposed to be like the hometown hero, you have to come back and tell them that you're a failure. Basically, like it was really hard and
happens to a lot of people who play, who go to college football too. Or I think saying you're a failure is a bit of an exaggeration.
100%. I was throwing a pity party.
Yeah, I mean, the reality is you're doing something that, truthfully, most people wish they could do. It's just a matter of getting to that level where you actually get fucking paid for it. Is so fucking hard. And you're going against, like you said, just natural freak athletes, natural people who are just naturally bigger, more just naturally more muscular.
Exactly.
They don't even maybe they don't even have to eat 6,000 calories a day to fucking build that much muscle.
Yeah. There's only so much you can do.
So I definitely don't think it's like you're a failure. It's just obviously you're going to try and go in the NFL, and it's like
Yeah, it was hard, but. My buddy, I was just like so depressed out there. I was just like, I want to come home. I miss my friends. I miss my family. I'm just stuck out here. I kind of hate football now,
Yeah.
And I'm just stuck doing it. And my buddy introduced me to he was like, you should check out Bill Burr's Monday Morning Podcast. Because I was like, he's like, you know what a podcast? I was like, no. I started listening and I just liked it so much that I got into all these other comedy podcasts. And then unfortunately, my parents put this dumb thought into my head when I was a kid, because they're great parents, that if I work hard at anything, I can do it. Shit, fuck them for giving me such great, I'm so thankful for my parents. Are fantastic parents.
Yeah. But that's so hard to do.
And so instantly I was just like, wow, stand-up sounds so fun.
Yeah.
And always when people would be like, what do you want to do? I was like, I never know, but I just want to make, because I was like, oh, I'll play football, and the joy I'll find in that is that people love football and I'll make them happy. And then I was like, oh, I want to be a nurse, and I'll help heal people and make them feel better. Or for a while I want to be a firefighter. I was like, I'll save lives.
Right.
I'll do good for people.
See, yeah, exactly. It seems like at the end of the day, you were just focused on helping whatever it was that was going to help the most amount of people that you could. In a way, is what it kind of seemed like.
Exactly. And
which that's exactly how I felt too.
Yeah. And so then stand up, all of a sudden I was like, well, I could make people laugh. And then I started to think my mom always would be like, when I meet all your friends, they would always just say, Brandon's so funny. He's so nice. And unfortunately, I heard a lot from girls growing up. You're so funny. You're not hot. You're so funny. And that was my angle. I still got girls when I was younger, but it was always because I was the funny guy.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, I should give it a try. Let's see if I like it. And I did it, and I was like, damn, I fucking like this.
Yeah.
And then, it's cool because what got me into comedy was podcasting. And now my full-time gig is podcasting and comedy. And that's and I get to do that. And I'm not making great money, but I'm making enough to live and pay bills and survive and go places and see the country and do all that shit. It's fucking dope. And that's what got me into it.
Well, and dude, it's you're doing it. You know what I mean? You're more, it seems like you're more of a man of action than anything else. If that makes sense. At the end of the day, it's you're not where you want to be yet, but dude, you're 26. I mean, from what I've heard about comedians, it's it takes 10 years to even really understand the art form and get pretty good at it,
And I'm 4.5 years in, and it's it's hard because it's something I've had to actually do is I've muted so many comedians that are my friends on Instagram, because comedy's so fun, and a lot of time it's just let's go up and tell jokes and make people laugh, but it's hard. It's really hard to not sit there and then your buddy who you're so happy for gets this gig. But then there's also a small part of you that you're like, well, I wanted that gig.
Oh, yeah.
And then you go damn, they've been doing comedy less than me, maybe. Or or they've been doing it only this much longer than me, and they're getting this huge opportunity. I have to accomplish that in the next year. And you can get so negative so quick comparing yourself to others. And so this year I've been really on just did I get better? Am I getting better? Am I progressing? Am I doing things to progress? Then yes, then don't be hard on yourself.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times it's if I could go back in time a year and be like, hey, Brandon, a year ago, you'd be doing this, and that, I would have been holy shit, really? That's so fucking cool. But as someone who works hard, now I'm at that point, and I'm just well, now I got to get that next thing.
Right.
I got to do this better.
Well, that sounds more like you're just an ambitious person, you know? Because, I mean, the reality is, in my opinion, is that a lot of people just get that whatever job it is and just coast. And just, they don't, they're comfortable, why try and figure something else out, It makes life so much harder and more complicated, but it's I don't know. That's just the mind of an ambitious person. So, dude, I mean... Just keep going, dude. You're going to do just fine. I think you'll look back in a couple years to even something like this and be like, damn, look what I'm at. Look where I'm at now, Because even in the span of 4.5 years, it's you're producing fucking podcasts, Creek in the Cave. I mean, these are some of the... Creek in the Cave is going to become one of the biggest clubs in the U.S. in the next couple years because Austin's growing so fast. And
totally.
Such a comedian... an area full of comedians, up and coming comedians.
Oh yeah, I'm so lucky, with what I've gotten, and also I know I have to be better at being and I've earned things. It's not, I understand it's not all luck, but it's even I thank you for having me on your podcast today, because even 2 years ago I would have been man, I wish someone would want to have me on their podcast. Someone wants to talk to me for an hour. That's fucking dope. That's cool. That's nice and good to hear and shit like that. So yeah, you just gotta, I guess to anyone who's doing whatever they love or they want to do, as long as it's progressing somewhat this way instead of that way, then like, keep going, dude. Keep fucking doing it.
And
keep
I would say,
it.
you know, in moments it's gonna fucking go down, and in moments, but sometimes it's just gonna fucking shoot up.
It's in waves. Yeah,
it's just a grind. You know, even this podcast, you know, I just started. This is like the 9th episode. It's like, you know, I don't have a following yet, you know, but dude, once I get like 250, maybe I'll have 10K. You know what I mean? But that's what it is. It's like, you just got to accept that it's going to take years to accomplish, but then you just look at that work ahead of you and you're like, fuck.
Oh, yeah.
That's so much shit I have to do for the next fucking 10 years or the next 5 years.
And you look at like your friends. But then it's like, you got to just, exactly. And they're like, and they instead of chasing their dream, which, and maybe they're, and like, I don't even mean to be like the guy who's like, oh, you are fucking working a job and have a family, you're not dream chasing. Yeah, maybe that was your dream, and and I'm projecting.
Dude, if that makes you happy, then that's all there is to it. But it's the people who I worry about who never really take that next step and always thought they should and just kind of stuffed it down.
Isn't this in you a little though? And like I fucking have this daydream thought all the time where I'm just like, man, this is so awesome. And we're both like, dude, here's the cool thing is we're both so young, and it doesn't matter even if you're not young, but we're both so young that like, hey, let's say we do this for 8 more years and then it fails and nothing happens from it. We end up having to go work like a corporate job and start a family. We're 32 years old, 33 years old. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? But please tell me that you sometimes are sitting there, you're editing your video and you're like, this is going to get fucking 300 views, man. And you're just like, what if I lived in Casper, Wyoming with a wife and a kid on a farm? And the only thing that mattered to me was making it to church on Sunday and cooking steaks for my family and watching Chicago Fire. Yeah. Like, that's all I want. I fantasize about that so often where I'm like, I don't know what it is in me. Maybe it's the TV I watched growing up as a kid. Yeah. But I'm just like, man, those people seem so fulfilled. Yeah. They don't let a 10-minute spot determine their happiness for the day, you know?
Exactly. Well, I think, and it's also like as you get older, your priorities shift. Like, dude, we're at the grind time. We're 25, 26.
The dog days.
Exactly, dude. This is when you're supposed to be, at least in America, we have the luxury of being able to fucking chase whatever dream we want. In fact, half the time, our problems aren't even real problems. Like you're saying, you think of someone like that, dude. Dude, I think about the people in Haiti and their fucking community where it's like they're fucking kicking around a ball they made out of a piece of, like a stick that they wound together, and they're playing fucking hacky sack with it, and they look on top of the world. It's like, it doesn't really matter what you have, dude. That's like the number one thing I learned last year. Cause like, you know, we got this nice home, we got the podcast studio, I had a girlfriend, but just didn't feel fulfilled, man. Yeah. And then I was like, dude, if I'm not feeling fulfilled right now, like, what's going to make me feel fulfilled? Is it going to be my podcast taking off? It's like, no. Eventually I'd get bored of that too. Yeah. It's just finding that whatever it is, that acceptance of the current like status quo of your life and just going with it, you know? Yeah, yeah. I don't know if that makes sense, but.
No, it does. Like what you're saying is if you don't enjoy doing it, you're not going to find joy. Like, it's why it's like your buddy was saying, he is not a big fan of editing. You know, like money is a lot of the source of everyone's happiness or sadness. If he got a call right now and someone was like, hey man, I'm going to pay you 10 grand a month to edit videos for me, and you only got to work 3 days a week, and I'm going to bring you to sites and shoots, he would eventually be like, man, I fucking hate my life, because he doesn't like editing. He likes making fucking videos of him opening stuff with weird things, and that's dope and hilarious, and I love that idea, and I can't wait to get high and lose an hour of my life watching his videos later. But it's like, that's what he's going to enjoy, and if he can find a way to do that while doing shit you don't like, that's what matters.
Yeah. No, I think I agree with that. Now I'm gonna ask you one more question. Then I want to show you a couple videos. I have a pretty interesting lineup here.
Okay,
for
hell
you.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
But I wanted to ask you, like, you're working in Austin, Texas, which has, like we said, like becoming one of the biggest comedy scenes, arguably in the entire world.
Yeah, right now I think it's the only thing that can hold a light to it is New York.
Exactly, yeah. And so, what's it like here right now? You're working in Creek in the Cave. Obviously, there's Mothership. There's a couple different clubs, but like, I mean, what's the experience with the comedians? Are there like 2 separate groups? Is it like?
Yeah. Okay. There's definitely.
Is it toxic? Is it?
Oh, it's toxic. Okay, so it's like, to put it in like a wide perspective, and then I'll dive a little bit deeper into the other things you're asking. What it's like is it's the most amazing thing because you have all walks of life of comedy right now. Like in a day, like I could go to an open mic, which is like the bottom level of comedy, and I can be around a bunch of people I don't know. I can go up for a fucking awful crowd that didn't know there was going to be an open mic and doesn't want to listen to comedy. And I'm doing 3 minutes, which just feels like I waited an hour and a half to do 3 fucking minutes with no one listening to me. You bomb and it's horrible. But then I can walk a block down and perform at like the world famous Creek in the Cave and walk 5 minutes away to Sunset Strip, Comedy Mothership, East Austin Comedy Club, all these phenomenal venues. And so you can have these things where you're performing with absolute nobodies at nowhere. And then like the other Thursday night, I sit down in the green room, and the thing that I always play on Thursday nights at the 10 p.m. Creek show is we watch BattleBots in the green room. It's just dumb and funny, and it puts everyone in a good mood. And everyone at first is like, what the fuck is this? And then by the end of it, they're like, this is the sickest thing I've ever seen. Because it's just this robot smashing each other. And like the other night, I get in the green room and Craig Robinson is hanging out in there from The Office, Hot Tub Time Machine, hilarious comedian. And he's kind of keeping to himself, smoking his joint in the corner, just being cool, very polite, And like the thing I love, like so cool about meeting famous people like that is like he's Craig Robinson. If Craig Robinson wants my show, he can have it. He's Craig Robinson.
Right.
If he looked at the owner and was like, I want to go run my hour and let's use me to promote, they're canceling my show and they're putting Craig Robinson's show. And I'm going to go, that was a good idea. That's a great idea. But he's there hanging out and I'm like, hey man, do you want to do a spot tonight? And he's like, dude, I don't want to kick anyone off lineup. Like, am I taking anyone's spot? Am I ruining your show? And I'm like, no, you're Craig Robinson. I'm like, I'm being more polite, but then he's like so nice. And then he's keeping to himself and we're watching BattleBots. And then just like a minute or two into watching BattleBots, he just goes, yo, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, it's BattleBots. He's like, what's BattleBots? And I like explain it to him. 20 minutes later, Craig Robinson is going, come on, Destroyer, fucking get his ass. He's screaming at the TV. He's so invested in BattleBots. So like the cool thing of being in this world is like you get to perform with all different walks of people. There's all kinds. One of my favorite comedians in the game right now is Shane Gillis and Matt McCusker. And like a month ago, I'm getting ready to go up and they're like, hey, you're up. I know they said you were bringing up so-and-so. Do you know Matt McCusker? You're going to bring him up. Can you go talk to him real quick? And I'm walking over and I'm like, hi, Matt, I'm Brandon. And he goes, Brandon, nice to meet you. And I'm like, what credits do you want? Damn well knowing I can fucking say his credits off the back of my hand. And I get to go up right before him. I get to bring him up, one of my idols in comedy. We're walking by each other. He's like, great set. He leaves. He comes up to me. He's like, hey, man, phenomenal set. Like, the next time I see him, he's like, Brandon, good to see you. Like, I'm like, dude, I am like meeting my idols and getting to work with them. And like, I'm still so far from the moniker of like true success in stand-up, but such a wild ride of all different levels, right? Which is so cool.
I mean, where you were at 4 years ago compared to right now, I mean, that's crazy strides.
Totally. Doing park mics in California where they didn't let us use a mic because it was COVID. So you're just on a bench yelling to people.
The fuck kind of a role is that? I don't know.
Dude, chaos. So it's so cool. And then to like the other thing of like groups, there's so many groups and it's like most get along, but it's like, I found my group of people and I love them. And there's some of the funniest comedians in town, like Nat Rogachevsky, De La Mendoza, Spencer Cavins, like Jordan McDonald, dudes that are just like so fucking funny, but like no one knows who they are yet.
Right.
But like if you've seen them on a lineup, they're a killer. So good. And then there's people that it's like, I've never had a beer with like Cam Patterson or any of those guys, but every time Cam sees me, we dap each other up like we're best friends. How you doing? Catch up on life real quick. Very cordial, like he's done my shows, I do his shows. Like there is such a sense of camaraderie in the scene that is so great. A bunch amongst of groups, but there's also our fucking goblins and trolls that cause drama and problems. And
what do you think that is? Do you think it's jealousy? You think it's okay? So you think it's mainly jealousy? I didn't know if it was maybe where they're from that plays into it a little bit, or if it's mainly just people who are just career focused and just like you said.
I gave the wrong answer. The correct answer is mental illness. That's what it is. Mental illness and drugs. I would like to rephrase my statement there. Yeah, but
take him to Kensington.
100%. Well, because a lot of the crazy like. The crazy people kind of like weed themselves out of success because they become so crazy that you're like, I can't book them because they're going to be crazy on stage or they're going to be crazy in the green room. And I don't want to hang out with them because like, dude, I'm going to be honest. Like, and if you put a gun to comedians' heads and ask them, most comedians now that we're at the level that like we're successful, people are going to book you on their shows because you're funny and you also run shows and you're part of the ecosystem. So it's all going to exchange. You're not really worried about like, what are they getting and I'm not. Is like, dude, you book a lineup because you're like, I want to fucking hang out with these 5 people tonight because they're chill and they're my friends.
That's the coolest part about it. Where it's like, if that's really the mindset going in, it's like, dude, what fucking better job or system could you be in than that? Oh, I'm just going to book these people because I just want to see them tonight. Like, that's so fucking sick.
So good. And you book them, you know, obviously they have to be funny.
Well, yeah,
but it's
clearly,
like you
they can't just suck. But
you kind of don't hang around those people because like the people who suck like normally don't care. They weed themselves out. They give up. They quit. They become part-time. And there's nothing wrong with a part-time comedian, but like if you hang out with a part-time comedian, it's 10 minutes till we're sitting in the circle. And instead of it being a fun riff sesh, they're just like, yeah, bro. Like, I just like, life's been fucking crazy. And like, I know I ain't been around enough. And like, I gotta fucking get back out there and on the grind. Like if I just, you know, I'm funny, dog. Like if I just gave the effort that you did, man, I could be successful. And you're just like, yeah, man, you said this the last 5 times we hung out.
That honestly sounds more like a drunken rant than it does just a straight up.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, hey, let me tell you how I'm really feeling. I had like 5 drinks.
Yeah, people getting their fills and we're all like,
dude, we're just trying to fuck around.
And yeah, we're trying to fuck around. And every comedian, like, there's a little bit of like an egomaniac and like self-absorbed in some ways where you think you're the funniest person in the room and like, you know, you're surrounded by all these successful comedians but you're just, for some reason, there's something in your brain that's like, well, yeah, but like, I'm going to be more successful than they are. Like, or I'm also going to be successful. Like,
I think you have to have that like forward thinking to make it, you know, you kind of have to have this like false sense of confidence.
Definitely.
Which, you know, isn't necessarily the case. Like, it's not always a false sense of confidence, but it's kind of like manifesting in a way. It's like, I have to see myself there. And also to talk about that too, it's like anyone I feel like who's going up on stage in front of a crowd of people has to have that like that self-confidence, that a little bit of that ego where it's like, you know, I can do this.
Yeah.
That's a fucking hard thing to do.
It is, yeah. Yeah, I think, it's unfortunate. Just not everyone knows how to control it. So it's, there's a lot of good groups like there. Dude, that's the thing is like, that sucks is like, when you run shows, so many people hit you up to do it. And it's like, there's people that it's like, they're cool and I enjoy them with a hang, but they're like not funny or they don't work hard. And I'm like, bro, there's like over 100 like funny, hardworking comedians and a show is 6 comics.
Right.
And me and my co-hosts are 2 of it. So there's 4 spots to give out. Like that means that you should get on once every 100 times basically. And it's like, you're not out working hard. I can't justify giving you a spot over A, B, and C. Like it doesn't. It doesn't make sense, man. And if you want these spots, then work hard. Like do the like all the shit you didn't want to do, we did.
Right.
And that's why we're there. And so it's like, yeah.
I feel like people don't really understand, and I don't really understand. I'm not a comedian. How much work really goes into it, you know, kind of like you're saying, like you're looking at people and you're like, dude, we've been grinding, and you know, you're kind of half-assing this. Like automatically, my respect for you is a little, not that I don't respect you, but like it's a little bit lower than some of these other people, even if they're not as funny as you.
Yeah,
you know. So like, how hard is it? Like, how much work does it really take, at least in your instance, to be a comedian? Because I feel like it's definitely a lot.
Yeah, someone who's like not. Like I'm a comedian and I make money off it, but I'm still like not even close. But just what I've been told by like people who are like that level that I would feel confident to be like, let me give you advice at, but like have said and has really resonated with me is like, I know it sounds corny, but it's like the grind of your 10,000 hours.
Right.
You can't like whenever I talk to someone and they're like, I'm nervous to go up tonight. I'm like, oh, no. Like not that part, but they go, I'm like, oh yeah. And they're like, yeah, man, I haven't been on stage in like 8 days. I'm just like, what? You can't do that. You're gonna like, what has made me the best when I made my big jump was I went out every night and I would do shows every night. And I would do, if I wasn't on a show, I would do a mic. If there wasn't a mic, I would go hang out at a show. I would be around comedy and I would grind. And a reason why I keep getting better is because on average a month, like I'm doing 20 to 30 paid spots a month. And then I'm doing some open mics on top of that too, and then podcasting and all this stuff. So it's like there's reps on reps on reps. So I guess like to get good at stand-up is like you have to just keep doing it. Like, you have to keep building reps because you have to, like, a joke is never done. Like, you add tags to jokes 3 months later, 6 months later, a year later. You tell a joke for 6 months straight, and then you push it away because it's not part of your 10 that you're working on. But then you got to run 25 minutes, so you bring it back out, and then you add some new tags to it. You don't touch it for a while, you bring it back, and you try a new angle. Like, it's just reps after reps after reps.
It's a lifestyle, it sounds like.
A lifestyle of just, like, committing, making your thoughts and mind about it, and just falling in love with the idea of, like, oh, I came up with a new joke tonight. I came up with a new tag. Like, I wrote a new joke like a couple days ago that's been doing like immediately just started doing good on stage. And it's like my new fun bit. And I like, cause it's new and it's that. The cool thing about old jokes, especially when you get them teed up, is you can almost be like, I know that this is gonna work.
Yeah.
I've done it 100 times. But these new jokes, when they work right away, you get that confidence, but then also there's like the fun of you haven't told it a bunch. It's new. It makes you laugh because you're not just telling it all the time. Like, that's such a good, like, fun feeling, man. Yeah. So yeah, I guess just like my answer would just be like, and it sounds corny, is like, just grind, just commit. Like, if you really want to do it, because that's what you have to do, go up every night of the week. You could take maybe one night off. I get you have a girlfriend or life, chill. But other than that, just grind is really the answer, I guess.
That's sounds as legit as it can be.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to direct you to the screen here. Let me pull this up. Come on up. There it is. So, do you know who this man is?
No, I don't.
You've never seen this man?
I don't.
What are your initial thoughts of this man?
Well, I thought at first he was Timothy De La Ghetto. I don't know if you know who that is or if any of the listeners know who that is. He was on Wild 'N Out. He was on some cooking show. He's a rapper, but I mean, this guy just looks like a YouTuber, and I feel bad hating on YouTubers because I guess we're like pretty YouTuber adjacent. You know what I mean?
We definitely have to kind of follow similar tricks. I honestly feel immoral having to create like clickbaity thumbnails and shit like that.
I mean, this guy, everything is clickbaity. I could tell by the way that he's like. I'm excited to see like what his shtick is because I mean, you can see he has 360,000 subscribers.
It's quite a bit.
So he's clearly popular, but I like not even a hater mode. I want to see what his game is.
Oh yeah, you're gonna see. But yeah, I also like that it's two of basically the same photos for the cover and also the what's
the banner
called? The banner. Yeah.
Mad horny. This better be a horny ass channel. This give me like
just
big
wait. You're
vibes.
gonna see what the best is. So this has 48 million views.
Oh my god, removing butt hairs using Nair cream.
One sec. Just we're gonna give this a watch here.
Oh my god, that's gotta hurt so bad.
How hairy my butt is right now.
Oh. You can just put your asshole on YouTube?
That's what I'm saying.
There's no way. My shit gets flagged for saying like the R word and then like.
Do not rub it in. So let's do that.
Oh god, you can see his nuts too.
So you're the second comedian on this podcast we've shown this video to. Do you know who Shannon D. Sims is?
Yes. What did Shannon's horny ass say about this? He liked it, huh?
He was very confused. He couldn't believe what he was watching.
Oh, did he know what Nair is? Nair's kind of a white people thing.
Is it?
I think so. I thought it was
I don't really know what Nair is. All I know is I'm pretty sure it shouldn't be going on your asshole on YouTube.
It's like hair cream. Bro, first off, Nair fucking stinks.
I was going to say, doesn't it like sting and stings
and burns? Because, dude, as like a young kid, someone was like, dude, you know what's way easier than shaving your pubes? Put fucking Nair on them, dude. So I put Nair on my pubes. Do not put Nair on your pubes because when it gets near the erogenous, that shit hurts. And it smells like burnt rope and like death. And your asshole already, god damn. That has to hurt so bad. That has to hurt so bad. So bad.
It's a very sensitive part of the body, you know?
It didn't even like clean his asshole clean. What's his review on it? What's he saying about it? He better be giving this a negative review.
We can see. Let's go back a little bit. I'll turn it down. It's just not as loud.
Paper towel that I got from the kitchen.
Oh.
So some hairs came came off, but I feel like I need a little bit more time. Okay, I'm just gonna like swipe it because like it's been 4 to 5 minutes and like my armpits are still recovering from like the sting from yesterday.
You know what? I gotta just stop for just 1 second. I just don't know how you could put your and I've said this before, but I don't know how you could put your bare fucking asshole and balls. I mean, his balls are literally drooping. You see his balls right there.
Yeah.
I don't see how why can't, this should be at least blurred. Do we need to see the bare asshole and balls? I feel like you get the image if it's slightly blurred.
Yeah, he could. Yeah, I mean, I would have taken a cartoon edition of this over it. Also, I'm gonna say like not a ton of ass hair to be like being like, let me give you guys hair removal advice. Like if I'm gonna take hair asshole removal advice, I want the guy to have a fucking shag carpet of ass hair.
Yeah,
to know that it works.
Oh, it's just nothing wrong with it, I guess. No, actually, there's a lot of things wrong with this. It's not okay. I mean, if you were 13, you're showing all your friends this.
Hey, dude, don't sit here and defend this guy. He's showing his asshole on YouTube. He's in the wrong, okay? There's none of this shit. I don't care what it is. I don't care who he likes or what his sexuality is. This is wrong, okay? This could be, I would agree, if this was fucking Demi Lovato putting heroin in her arm, showing her asshole using Nair, I would still be like, this is wrong, okay? It's wrong on all spectrums. You're right. Children can go on this. Oh, and it's behind YouTube's 18 plus thing. Oh, you mean where I have to sign in and say that I was born before 2004?
Exactly.
Kids are fucking stupid, okay? No. You know how many plus 18 things I looked at when I was 9? Fuck this guy. No, fuck this guy.
I agree. Fuck this guy. And I have one more video of his to show you.
What's this guy's name? Kevin Leonardo. Fuck you, Kevin.
I agree. I just can't believe he hasn't gotten in any trouble for this. That has 48 million people have seen this man's bare asshole.
People are laughing. It just definitely became a laughing at him thing.
Of course, but also there's probably some people who found out they were gay while watching this video.
Hilarious too that I love that it just said like using Nair on my asshole, and then it said dash a visual guide.
What the fuck? Let's read a couple of these titles here. My childhood masturbation and addiction, an intimate discussion. I'm addicted to sexting Caucasians and Jews. Bottom virgin, my anal tips and tricks for first timers.
This guy looks like a gay Ben Shapiro. That's what he looks like, honestly. Like I could see Ben Shapiro making this content if he found out he was just really in the guy's asses.
Anal douching, the visual guide.
This is crazy. 1.2
Now, let me show you.
How to douche your butt, a detailed guide.
I think how to safely finger your butt. I mean,
dude, these are crazy.
Maybe someone needs, to know how to, maybe they've tried to finger their butt and they're not doing it in a healthy way.
No.
And maybe they need a visual guide on YouTube to know how to do that.
Yeah, man. I don't understand how this is on YouTube.
That's what I've been saying for like 6 episodes. I keep showing people because I'm honestly just mad no one's talking about it. So I feel like I have to keep bringing this up. Let's see this one. Is this the one that I think it is?
Today we are going to talk about pube shaving and how to do it safely and comfortably. I have literal horror stories from doing this wrong in the past using crazy things. So let's go over some do's and don'ts when it comes to pubic hair shaving. Before I get started, please like this video and subscribe.
This isn't what I want.
I also on the next one, we gotta fast forward to all the most rewinded parts of the video. Those are definitely got to be the fucking
Nair on micro penis and balls. He's really got the titles down. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, Nair on micro this will be the last one we watch of his, and then we'll move on.
Somebody thought about like collabing with him, like how to open asshole with bottle cap.
I would he can come on the pod if he wants. We're gonna discuss it though.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna be aggressive.
I mean, this has to be like he has to be skipping the fucking like fucking guideline holes of this by strictly doing the whole like, this is informational. Right?
Well, exactly. That's what it is. So here's his penis. Let's get his penis on screen. This will be the last one we watch of his.
Are at the perfect length to get naired. so let's do that today.
He's naked right now, guys.
This is how hairy my pubes are right now. The reason why I say perfect length is because when you put hair remover...
Dude, I just don't...
It's also not a micro penis.
No, that's not even close to it.
It's just like a normal...
Honestly, the other video where I saw his penis, it was much smaller, though, I will say.
Yeah, because I'm going to be honest, like, if he gets hard, I'm sure he has, like, what, a 4 to 5 inch penis?
I don't know. I mean, he is Asian. Is he circumcised? Is that... Well, I actually have one question for you.
Yeah.
Circumcision. Was that, like, a big thing at your school? Like, did people talk about that growing up?
Yeah.
Like, in Ohio, it was like you got made fun of if you weren't circumcised. Like, people found out, would tell people.
Yeah.
Was your school the same way?
It wasn't like super extreme, but I mean, like, we had a homie who like wasn't circumcised, and we would make fun of him and be like, "Your dick looks weird." And, like, I bet it stinks and it gets stuck stuff in it. You know what I mean? And we called it the snuffleupagus. He would show it a lot too. He was like, you know, everyone had that one friend that you couldn't get him to stop showing you his dick. He was that guy.
No, that's fair.
But it wasn't like I wasn't like a huge thing. I definitely like later on in like late high school, I just found it a funny bit to like every guy, any one of my friends that were uncircumcised would be like, "Well, yeah, you have an ugly, disgusting dick. You're a freak." And they would be like, "I'm not a freak, dude. It's normal, okay? Half of the world doesn't have it." And I'd be like, "You're a freak of nature and there's something wrong with you." And I was just doing it to be a troll.
Well, obviously, yeah. I mean, that's why we were doing it too. It was definitely a very prevalent conversation growing up for me where I was from. Like,
Yeah.
I was so thankful that I was circumcised growing up. Very nervous about not being circumcised. But now, honestly, that I'm older, I'm fucking pissed I'm not circumcised. Because they cut off, like, I think it's like 100 extra nerve endings.
Yeah.
I mean, I come hard already, but I can't even imagine how hard I'd be coming with 100 extra nerve endings.
Couldn't do it, dude. It'd be too much power for one man. You'd lose your days. Yeah.
Having an epileptic seizure. Just,
I'm sure this guy could teach you about coming hard. I'm sure he has something about it.
No, this dude knows everything sex related, apparently.
Dude, I mean, his, like, okay, like,
just can't-
a
just
butthole
blur
is
your-
one thing, bro. His dick is on the screen.
It's just...
Why are we looking at this guy's dick? Why can he show his dick? Is it because he's just so upfront? Like, because it's educational air quotes.
I think that's what it is, yeah.
And he just straight up says narrow and micro penis and balls, a visual guide. There's no surprise.
I don't get it, man. I mean, I think it's, because it's educational. I would also argue, I'm just going to say this, I would argue if he wasn't gay, it'd be a lot harder to get away with this. But I would say, since he is gay, I feel like he can get away with this a little bit easier.
Definitely.
Which is interesting, but it's more just like, dude, so many kids are going to see your penis, balls, butthole, you know? Because, I mean, if I was in high school, if I'm a freshman or sophomore in high school, I am sending this to all my friends.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah. And it's also, too, it's like, I'm sure, like, because it has 48 million views, like, I'm sure there's been, like, other people that have talked about it on other platforms that kids use and found out. And then, yeah, like you said, dude, if I saw this, I'm coming to school the next day and be like, "Boys, you want to see some fucked up shit?" And I'm showing them this immediately.
Exactly.
At lunch, and we're showing everyone.
All right, let me pull up these. I have some Instagram reels I just want to share with
hell
you.
yeah.
So this is me and Vince's. We share reels pretty much every day. Now, I'm just going to preface this. Some of these are fucking brutal, man.
Yeah.
So I would love to hear your thoughts on this.
Oh, shit. Oh, whoa. Oh, fuck. Oh, shit. Dude, that had to be one of that guy's worst moments of his life.
Let's watch this one more time.
For the listeners, this guy is standing on a mattress on a slip and slide. They pull him. Mattress doesn't catch him. Oh. And he just hit, dude. Oh.
And his friends are just laughing, dude. Dude, he probably tore his fucking, he's just screaming. Oh,
what is the point of, what was the mattress supposed to do?
I guess, wait, I think it did get used, to be fair.
No, it doesn't. Watch, he misses it.
Doesn't he hit it?
Oh. He misses it completely, bro. Because I think it's supposed to like break his fall and then he drags on the slip and slide, but he gets dragged and he plows through both jumps too.
I don't understand the car going 0 to 20 with a lot of slack.
Also, wait, no,
Just yanking it. What is the target? I don't fully understand what is happening here.
Yeah, because you're right. The jumps are backwards. There's not really like, I don't know. I think the end goal was pain. I think they actually did this right. This was a successfully navigated video. This is what they wanted to do.
I have this one for you.
I always greet my degenerate homies at the bar.
Less about the title, more about the video. Just
Donnie T hugging some Down syndrome kid.
It's more than just one. It's
it's a gaggle of them.
Bunch.
It's a gang of Down syndrome kids.
Which is pretty cool, you know?
Yeah, I think this is
Gotta
what they, I think
respect
this is
that.
I think they're not called like a gang, this is what they call a short bus. It's the short bus of Downs kids gathering up with Donnie T.
It's a lot.
here.
I mean, it's blind kids.
Oh shit, yeah, this
It's
lady's blind.
Downs. It's just a whole bunch of disabilities. But they look so calm. You see how calm the one in the front looks?
Yeah.
He's just,
Oh, he has mad swag.
he is in
Oh, he hit the
peace.
double peace sign. He hit the Obama peace signs. He flexed on Trump dog.
I just can't. Can you imagine Joe Biden doing something like this?
One of the comments says, "Always down for the homies." Yeah, people are. Someone said he didn't sniff a single one of those kids. Good for him. Good for him. Also, I don't know if you're gonna edit this part out, but I love the name of your group chat right below your buddy.
Oh yeah, no, that might stay in, honestly.
Oh, that guy's dead, right?
I think he died.
Yeah, that guy's a dead guy. You just showed me a guy died. Cool, thanks, man.
But also, I'm just a little bit concerned as to, like, what's he doing? Like, I'm failing to understand the objective here.
Yeah, what?
I think he's killing
What
himself.
language is this in? Is this Russian?
I don't know. That might be German, actually.
Yeah, they don't have any of the backwards letters.
I think he will survive this, but he will have bad burnings.
See, alive broke it into a Super Saiyan.
Yeah, everyone's very concerned that he is
Someone said,
dead.
does this hurt the electricity? I mean, yeah, for the listeners who, a guy climbed up on like a radio tower, like an electrical tower, and then smacked one of like the watt putter outer things and then died.
I do want to show you this one as well.
Oh, shit.
This might be in
For
Harrisburg.
help today, but we are going to lift people up. We will be the voice of the voiceless, the ones who are overweight that cannot be on video or afraid to, those who have mental problems that need help, and those who are in the LGBTQ community like we are.
Because bullying is not.
Bro, this lady's so big
It's
that
not.
I can see her nipples
Today's
through her
day-
bra. Dude. All right, I'm gonna say a couple messed up things.
Oh, it's
Sorry.
like it keeps going. Just you got to see everyone.
What do you
Not
call a
to.
cow with no legs?
I don't know what.
A ground beef.
Dude, this is
Literally yesterday was, what is the longest
What
word
is
in
that
the dictionary?
kid, man?
And the answer is smiles. Because there's a mile between.
Bro, everyone's mouth is open. Go back. Can you go back? Our Instagram video is hard to rewind, huh?
I don't know.
I don't know how to rewind it, but in that last scene, everyone's mouth. Look, her mouth is open. Why is that? Why are all these kids' mouths open at all times?
Just so the viewers know what's going on, it's like a group of what look. I mean, everyone's overweight, and honestly, I'm gonna be honest, and these people probably aren't, but they all look like they all have some type of mental disorder.
If these three people,
It looks inbred. It kind of looks like the Whitakers. You ever see the Whitakers?
yeah,
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, there's like. I have words in my head that might not come out correctly, so sorry if this comes out offensive. They look like they are mentally retarded, but they're not. They're clearly not mentally retarded, but they're like as close as you can be without actually being. Like what I mean is like people who have the actual like mental disease are like actually handicapped and have a hard life. These people don't, but look like they do. They're so overweight. Also, hilarious that the first... I'm mad that the comments don't have this because I read the comments, make sure I wasn't stealing one of the top comments jokes. The first thing he says is, we want to lift people up. No one's lifting her up. No one's ever lifted her up. That's unless it's a crane that she has never been lifted up. Crazy line to come out with that. Have some self-awareness. You know what I mean? It's the internet, ma'am.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know what they expect making this video. I mean, honestly, I respect the objective of what they're trying to do, but they had to know releasing this that, you know, someone like us was gonna have some comments about it.
read what their Instagram name is.
The one couple
Couple
who
walks.
They have to be trolling.
Dude, they look like people who struggle to walk to the fridge and back. They literally they actually look like people, you know, fat people who they're like, I'm not fat, I'm just like big boned. They are actually big boned. This is crazy. I know I'm being so fat phobic. I'm sorry
No, you're not.
to any of the fat listeners,
No,
but
it's
like
fair.
that was crazy. Those are a bad representation of Americans and people as a whole.
This one's pretty good. I think it's pretty good personally.
Completely unhinged pastor.
One of those kids that was always he's a real smart aleck. Was a bright kid, which didn't help things, right? Made him more dangerous. And we were outside one day, youth group, and he was just trying to push my buttons, and he was just, kind of not taking the Lord serious. And I walked over to him and I went, bam! I punched him in the chest as hard as I crumpled the kid. And I said,
Yo, I crumpled the kid is the funniest thing.
stop playing games with God.
You gotta stop playing. He was a nice kid. Yo, saying I crumpled a kid is such a cool story. Have you ever been in a fight before?
When I was in high school, yeah.
Did you crumple the kid?
No, I was more like, I didn't get my ass beat, but I got hit in the face like 5 times. But I didn't fight back. I was like out of district. My mom always told me if I got in a fight, I'd get expelled. So I was real nervous of getting expelled because it was, all my friends were there. I didn't want to restart somewhere. I was a fucking senior in high school. But I've never actually fought someone. I mean, I've wrestled and done things like that. But I've never fucking, boom, just crumpled someone right in the chest.
Yeah. I've been in one fight.
What was that like?
Dude. It was so I was in college at Murray State, last day before fall camp. Fall camp is the worst thing in the world for football players. It's like 14 straight days. You're there from like 8 in the morning till 10 at night. They don't let you leave. They just keep you there.
Like 2-a-days? Or,
yeah, basically.
Or fucking 3-a-days?
Yeah,
Sounds
it's hell. And the night before, our group was like, yo, we should get together. We got to do a fucking like Taco Tuesday night. We got to party. So we're all having tacos. We're drinking. We're having fun. And my buddy, he's just like, he's really fucked up. And we play video games together. And he's like, yo, someone talk shit to me right now. He's like fucked up. And I was just like, yo, you suck at Rainbow Six Siege. Like, that was such a loser game to begin a fight over. And he's like, say that 3 more times. And I was like, you suck at Rainbow Six Siege. You suck at Rainbow Six Siege. You suck at Rainbow Six Siege. And he like gets up angrily. And I'm like, what are you so upset about, man? You told me to say that to you. He's just kind of like fuming to himself. And I'm like eating a taco. And he just walks up to me and he just hits me in the face while I'm eating a taco.
Jeez.
He swings the first time and misses me. And then he hits me. And I'm like, what the hell? Because I thought he was joking the first time. And then like we drop our, like I'm sitting down. So I drop my food. I go to like try and take his legs out. He kind of like pushes back. Then like immediately a bunch of people separate and I'm like, bro, fuck you. Like, what's your fucking problem, bro? Like, we were just kicking it. Like, why the fuck did you hit me in the face? You told me to say this.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to leave because like, fuck this guy. Whatever. He's not going to leave. He's drunk. I'm just going to get out of here. Mm-hmm. And a guy drove me. So I'm like, yo, we got to leave. And we're leaving and we're walking out the back door. And then he's just like, yeah, bitch, that's what I thought. Fucking leave. And I was like,
oh, so disrespectful.
Ooh, I can't fucking have this happen. So I like walk back in there and I'm like, bro, you're a bitch. Like, you hit me while I was eating because you told me to talk shit. You're lucky I don't kick your fucking ass. And then he sprawls and tries to take my legs out. And we like push back. I like, all the UFC I've watched in my life kicks in. And I push back and we're like kind of like scrapping. No one's breaking it up this time. And then like, I managed to like in a hockey fight, I get the collar of his shirt and I hit him once in the face and we like separate and I hit him again right in the eye. And then I pull back and then now people are trying to separate us. And I come through with a third as I'm like getting pulled away and I hit him and I watch his eyes roll in the back of the head and I drop him.
Oh,
and I'm like,
shit.
oh shit. And I'm like, dude, I'm like so hyped and I don't get in fights. Like I'm really a nice guy. And so like in this moment, I'm just like, yeah, bitch, that's what you get for fucking talking shit. I'll fucking drop your ass. And everyone's like, what's going on with it? We've never seen Brandon like this. I'm like barking at him. And the guy gets up, he can barely fucking stand. He's like, fuck you. And they like drag him out and they're like, yo, whoever drove him, get him the fuck out of here, kick him out. And there's like this silence. And then someone's just like, Brandon, I didn't know you fucking had that in you, bro. That's fucking crazy. And so I'm like freaking out. I'm like, dude, that was crazy. I'm all hyped. Then I find out this dude goes home and he's like freaking out. He's like so drunk and got so whopped by me that he's like, bro, fuck you to his, he's like freaking out to his friend. He's like, bro, you let Brandon and his fucking roommates at 5'14", you let him fucking jump my ass. And he was like, hey buddy, one guy beat your ass. And unfortunately it was Brandon, out of all people, is the one who whooped your ass. And he like is so drunk, he like destroys his apartment in anger. And he punches a fire hydrant and breaks his hand.
Jesus.
Or an extinguisher, my bad. A fire hydrant would be the stupidest thing.
Yeah,
yeah. Not much smarter, but breaks his hand. Like his hand is broke.
Oh my God.
Dude, he's like, people are telling me, because we all live in like one apartment complex, people are telling me he's like in the street screaming my name, like, and I'm like, dude, this guy's gonna kill me.
Yeah.
So I go home that night, and then I'm starting to sit there, and I'm like, dude, his hand is fucked up. We got in a fight. We were drinking before. I'm gonna get in trouble for this because it's that whole bullshit like team camaraderie thing. Right. We go in the next day. The O-line coach, because he's an O-lineman, comes up to me. He already kind of doesn't love me because we're O-lineman, D-line. He just comes up to me and he's just like, so only you fought him? And I was like, yeah. And he was just like, I fucking respect the shit out of you. You whooped his ass. Because like I didn't know yet, his eye is swollen shut purple, giant gash underneath it. Ooh. I've cut him and his eyes shut. And his hand is now broken. Like he's in the trainers. They're like, yeah, this dumbass punched the fire extinguisher. Like he's going to be out for sure next game. So I'm like, oh, Christ. Fuck. And I'm so nervous because I'm like, whatever. The O-line coach is cool. The D-line coach is like throwing me a parade. Dude, I walk into the locker room that morning. The locker room opens up like silence. Everyone turns to me. Normally I'm a dude that like they glance and no one says hi to. You know what I mean? Like I'm not everyone likes me. Dude, they open the door and they're like, oh shit. Oh shit. It's Floyd Mayweather himself. Oh shit. And like, dude, like dudes I don't really know are like, Brandon, man, I didn't know you had that shit in you. I know you had that dog in you. I always thought you were just some goofy ass white dude, but you a killer. You a killer. Like people like, I'm like a celebrity now to people. People are like, bro, we gotta have a beer together. We gotta get fucked up together. Like I now have friends because I beat this guy up. And then the accoutrement, the final fucking piece de resistance is like, I'm so worried about my head coach. Because still just, dude, it's a team thing. They're going to make both of us run to set the example that, hey, you shouldn't have been having a party before fall camp. And we finished the first meetings of fall camp, and I see the head coach's car coming down the street, like the 1-lane street by this thing. I can see the athletic director in the seat. They kind of make eye contact with me, kind of look down. I can feel, as the car slows down, and I'm like, oh no. And he rolls down the window and he just leans his head out and he goes, hey, what up, Mike Tyson? Heard you whooped his ass. And the athletic director was like, yeah, yeah. And then they just sped off down the street. And I was like, I'm not getting in trouble. This is like the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. So I'm retiring 1-0 as a prize fighter, as the heavyweight champ of the D-line.
Dude, that is fucking amazing. Yeah. People love when their friends can fuck someone up, dude. You make friends quick. That's fucking sick. Yeah, no, I've never really been a fighter myself either, dude. I just, like, I know that if I had to, I could throw down, like, I know a little bit of wrestling.
Yeah.
I used to, growing up, all my friends used to do fucking UFC and shit. I mean, I want to get more trained in, like, actual fighting, just to protect myself.
Yeah.
But I've only ever been in like one fight, and I didn't really fight back, and you just punched me in the face like 5 times, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah, I mean,
my story's much less cool than yours.
Yeah.
Yours was way fucking better.
Legendary moment. But now I'm like also like 26 now. I hopefully I never fight anyone ever again.
Well, dude, what freaks me out with it is like you get one concussion and you can fucking change for the rest of your life. Like I've known people who've, one really, really bad concussion and their brains just are never the same.
It fucks you up.
You probably had a lot doing football.
Yeah, I think
you ever worry about like CTE or anything like that?
I definitely get paranoid because like, I had like 3 or 4, like 3 throughout my career that it was like, I went to the doctor, they diagnosed me, they were like, you have a concussion, and I missed like time for it. But I know also like the concussion thing, like there's like some doctors that are like, well, a concussion is actually technically every time you hit someone and you saw stars. Well, if that's the case, then sadly I've had hundreds of concussions. Yeah. But like, if it's the true, like what in my book a concussion is, I've had 3 of them. They're rough, they suck. I'm worried. I mean, I'm still young, so I guess I'm not seeing any side effects, but only like 3 or 4 is not bad. I didn't play past college. I didn't play a lot in Division I either. So it's like, I saved some of that, but I definitely get nervous. I'm trying to avoid like, I have buddies that are like, dude, let's spar. We gotta like.
I know. Yeah.
And then I said I haven't been in a fight. I did get punched in the face like 3 months ago at a bar, but that was
minimal.
I was more like an open palm slap.
Those can fuck you up too, though.
Yeah, I kind of deserved it though.
Boom! You ever see like the slap fighting shit?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
That shit'll fuck you up.
I was so drunk though that it was like I blinked and then I was like, man, my face is wet and kind of hurts. I was like, I think that guy just slapped me. But I was just like, it was like, we went out with like my girl and her friend, and her friend was trying to get a fucking free drink from this guy, and then like didn't want to talk to him after, and he was kind of like following them. Ugh. And like, I felt bad for the guy because she literally like got the drink and walked away immediately. I was like, look, you don't owe this guy anything, but you at least owe him like a conversation.
Definitely
for a second.
Slightly disrespectful to do that.
Yeah,
but.
and then he came over and then like he just kept bothering them and he was starting to be mean to the girl. And then like my girl's a nice girl, so she was just like, hey, don't fucking like talk to my friend like that. And he was then like, shut up, bitch. And then I was like, all right, now you don't talk to her like that.
Yeah, that's bad.
And we were going back and forth, and then he was wearing like a very like long frilly shirt, like unbuttoned in the middle, and he had a bandana on. And so I was just like, hey, bro, chill the fuck out before you get your ass beat. And then he was just like, he goes, how about you get the fuck out of my bar? And I was like, my bar? And he was like, I fucking run this place. I'm the fucking man here. And then I stood about this close to him and I went, oh, I get drunk at a bar sometimes and I think I own it. I'm so big, dressed like a fucking gay pirate. Look at your ass. And then he just hit me in the face. And then because I was so drunk, I didn't realize it. And I'd been watching a bunch of hockey that night. So then I just went, I was like, I like when the hockey players laugh. So I just started laughing in his face.
You started doing a psychotic laugh.
Yeah, I went.
Nothing will freak someone out more than that. Just
yeah. And the bar's like looking at us now. And I'm like, this guy hit me and I didn't even notice it. You're a bitch. And everyone's like, dude, this guy's crazy. And I'm like, I'm bluffing, dude. I'm bluffing so hard right now.
Dude, one time I was on like 6th Street.
Yeah.
I was in fucking Buck Wild where they have the bowl.
Yes.
This was like one of the early days when I was living in Austin. I don't fucking go to
Yeah.
Dirty Six anymore. That place is fucked.
Yeah, unfortunately, I have to end up there a lot, but it is so gross.
Yeah, it's bad. Well, it's like you go there like 5-10 times and you're like, all right, I get the gist.
Yeah,
you
I
know?
bring
everyone's
guests.
blacked out, everyone's fucked up, and there's fucking horses. It's just chaos.
Yeah, you can get cheap drinks, but you have to enter the shadow room.
Exactly, yeah. No, let me head to Lit Lounge, you know?
Yeah, I got punched at Sidebar, which is just one block up from 6th Street.
But anyway, I went to Buck Wild, and then like we got there pretty late. It was like midnight, around 1.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to fucking order a drink, and this dude is just blackout drunk. I'm literally just standing at the bar, and this dude was small, like a small dude. And I'm just standing there, and the dude just comes up to me. He's just like, you want to fucking go? I'm like, dude, I don't even know. Like, what? You're just going to come up and I'm like.
You did nothing wrong.
I was like, I don't even know. I'm like, sure. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's just hammered drunk, dude. Just says it like 5 times, stumbles. I think he went and threw up and then just walked out. And I was just like, I
hate those guys.
Well, like, I'm like, I would have destroyed. I mean, this man was so drunk where it's like,
You could have blew on him.
Could have exactly. One slap and he's on the ground. It's
Yeah.
like, dude, you really gonna fight me right now? Mm-hmm. But I mean, I've been there, dude. When you're that drunk, you have absolutely no control over what the
Yeah,
fuck
it's
you're
bad.
doing.
That's why I like weed more.
No, weed's way better.
I just fall asleep at worst. You know what I mean?
Well, it's way healthier, dude.
Yeah.
Booze is just so bad.
Yeah, you feel horrible.
It's bad. Anyway, here's a video. This is the Dalai Lama kisses a boy and asks him to suck his tongue.
Oh, I love this video. I wake
Yeah.
up every morning and watch this.
Have you heard about this?
Yes, it's a pretty. I don't understand what's happening. Because
I think what's happening is he's making out with a child.
Yeah, you're right. I know exactly what's
You know?
happening. I don't understand why it's happening.
Yeah, no, I'm not fully sure either, but the Dalai Lama just likes sucking tongue with children and thinks that should be the new status quo.
I like that it says his office says he wishes to apologize for any harm he's done. Oh, you mean just generational trauma that you put to this kid? Yeah.
Pretty
Let's hear your-
much.
let's hear your apology again.
It's honestly insane. I just can't believe that's a real thing. It makes me believe all the fucking, sex trafficking and Jeffrey Epstein shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Which, like, not that I didn't believe it, but this just solidifies it in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, and with
Like, this is supposed to be like an icon Gandhi type individual, and he's asking children to suck his tongue.
yeah.
You can't do that, man.
Yeah, I wasn't shocked when
I don't
they
give a
found his
fuck
name.
if you're Jesus Christ. That's really not okay.
No, Jesus would never have.
He would
sucked.
never have done that.
He would never have sucked tongue.
Boom.
I feel like Jesus might have been on Epstein's flight log, though.
Well, Epstein, I mean, but he got everyone.
Yeah.
He got Trump, he got RFK Jr., dude. He got everyone.
Got Stephen Hawking. The
got
Stephen Hawking thing's the
Dude,
crazy.
the Stephen Hawking. I mean, insane.
Yeah.
Orgy with minors.
Yeah, making him
Stephen Hawking.
solve equations and shit too. Did you know that he types with his eyes?
What?
I thought he had little
I thought it was fucking.
No, someone told me he's like so, pretzeled up that like he like has, it's like one of those, you know, like how like AI works now, where you like type with your eyes and it recognizes it,
like fucking Apple Vision Pro shit or something.
Yeah. Which made me think, I was just like, yo, if that's how he sees, like when he's having like sexual acts, like because when his eyes roll in the back of his head with minors, like does he just like emote random things? Like is it like air, eyes off screen or something like that? Like how does this typing work? Like if he gets distracted and like looks away, like does it just put out his daydreams? Like he's just like, damn, I wish that girl would fart on my face. Oh shit, I thought that out loud again. Fuck, my bad. Like it's gotta be. I don't know. I don't get how the technology works.
Just can't believe Stephen Hawking was having fucking orgies with minors. It's just insane.
Yeah, that whole shit is crazy.
I mean, Stephen Hawking, dude, just
Also, why haven't we? I don't like that we haven't found out. I still don't know like what's like that. They
find out about like the whole thing.
Yeah, because they were kind of like, dude, the list is gonna come out, and then everything's gonna be facts, and then it did, and now everything's less facts. I feel like.
No. Well, the list, what recently came out, I think, was what had like. They legally had to release something, right? Mm-hmm. But they're definitely covering. I mean, where's Clinton? Is Clinton? I mean, because Clinton was on the list, but they hid like 4 different names.
Yeah.
Probably fucking people in Biden's current administration.
Yeah.
So who the fuck knows, man? I mean, the reality is they killed Epstein in broad daylight. Everyone knows it, and they got away with it. And like people care, but like. People don't really give a fuck, dude. I mean, like, they care, like, we're going to talk about it, but no one's going to go in the streets and riot over it, you know?
Yeah.
Like, obviously, like, I give a fuck. Like, totally. I'm not saying to do that. I think what they did is super fucked up.
But what can you do?
What the fuck am I going to do besides maybe have a podcast and talk about it?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, there's not fucking shit you can do.
Yeah,
we just have to,
it's tough, man.
You have to accept it.
It's tough. All right, well, we went on a little fat binge, so I think we're going to do this as well.
Oh, it's the same lady from the Couple Who Rocks. Oh. Someone said someone warned Japan. God damn, dude. Oh,
it's tough.
Have you fallen on ice?
Fuck yeah.
Hurts so bad.
Oh my God, it's the worst.
Oh man, an unexpected fall is the worst.
Dude, and falling when you're older is fucked up, dude. When you fall as a kid, like it was fine. Just get a little script. Now it's like you feel that shit for a week.
That first fall in a couple of years too. Like it's been a little bit since you've had a fall.
Exactly.
And then you're like, I last fell when I was 22. I'm 26, and you fall, and you're like, Jesus fucking Christ! I get hit by a truck last night.
Yeah, like you haven't really felt pain in a while, and then you feel it for the first time in a long time, and it fucking sucks.
Yeah.
You're probably not gonna want to watch this one, but I'm gonna show it to you.
Oh, that's terrible. Oh, no, that's terrible. Oh, he's dislocated. That's just...
For
those clean jerks, people fuck their arms up so often on that, bro. Just snap their forearms.
Yeah, man. Me and Vince are a little bit sociopathic.
Oh, it's fucking brutal.
We'll show you one more. Let me find a real good one here.
Man, dude, snapping your arm on a weightlifting thing, that's tragic. That shit's gotta hurt.
This is the one.
All right.
This is the last one, then we'll wrap it up.
This is the definition of rumble rap, right? This is awesome. His fit is fire. The all red with the red bottoms is pretty gas.
I just feel like that's just not the career path for you, you know? I mean, hey, there's Shannon right there.
That's so funny.
He fucking commented.
The way my jaw dropped when I opened this will never be. Hey man, I'm gonna be honest. I'll give someone $100 if you can correctly subtitle this video. A challenge to anyone out there, $100 if you can subtitle this fucking guy. I don't even know what his name is. Fierro Gra?
I don't know. Is this him, Jerry? It might be this. It might be. It's this dude. This is him. Let's give him a little shout out.
Yeah, shout out Jerry Hassani. Oh, you know what? He might not be speaking in English.
No, I don't think he is.
Oh, I could not tell. That's a new revelation for me. I'm just now figuring out he wasn't talking. Can I hear that video again one more time?
Yeah. Wow.
I totally thought he was just speaking like a different language, you know? Like I was just like, oh, that's cool that he's like, that he's just fucking. I gotta
find it.
I think it's that second one.
Oh, wait. Fuck, did I fuck it up? Oh, this? No,
that one right there with his feet sticking. That one, is that it? Or is that just like a photo clip?
We'll just go to Reels. It should be here. Try to be quick. Here we go.
A milli, good for him.
I mean, that's good.
La famiglia universale è ronda e la resta solo immondizia che non vedrà che la vita finisca.
I stand by my statement. I don't think anyone in whatever language that is. Because, I mean, I assume he's speaking like Spanish, it seems like, based off his name and like...
It looks like it could be Spain. Who knows? I don't know. I just feel like you could choose. You know, maybe you go down the Stephen Hawking path. That's all I'm saying. You know?
Also, here's the thing too. If I'm
rapping's just not, it's just yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Crazy for the guy to want to be shouted out as the mix and master of this song. I don't want to be connected to this in any way. You can't understand what the fuck he's saying.
Oh, someone did it for you. Here's the lyrics.
I owe Andrea Messini $100. My bad. That's totally exactly what he's saying. Wow, she challenged me. He is totally saying, I can't believe I've learned the lyrics to the song this fast. I sound like if you play that part of the podcast backwards, I'm telling you to join the Navy or something. Or become satanic. That was hilarious.
Oh my God.
Shout out fucking Jerry, dude.
No,
Jerry
honestly,
Asani, dude. What
fucking,
a guy.
I respect it. You know, the balls it takes to fucking release that.
Yeah, I mean, he's biting Pop Smoke a little bit. He sounds a lot like him, but
yeah, I mean, realistically, I'm not going to listen to the song, but the will it takes to release that, and there's just lack of any concern for judgment of others, you know. But I mean, he has to know we're going to judge this.
Totally. And I want to just throw an idea out there for Jerry, or maybe you could hit him up. You know, you're a big video guy. I think his next music video, if he is not rapping to a bunch of big booty bitches, midgets, solving math equations on a going on a plane to an island, he's really missing out on some funny shit.
That's a viral video.
Dude, yeah, this guy wants to go viral. Let's make that music video.
Oh my God, that would
and call it Jerry's Island.
That would be
Jerry Epstein. Wait, it's Jeffrey Epstein.
Jeffrey
Fuck,
Epstein.
But still, Jay's.
No, still.
Yeah, so close. Jerry's Island. Jerry World, dude.
That is so fucking funny. Anyway, Jerry, nothing but respect. This is honestly fucking amazing.
I can't wait to go listen to this song on my drive home on repeat.
Sometimes I've seen it, but it could have seen it. Let's get one more before we're done.
I think this is a Pop Smoke beat. You know what's funny is I think it's the Pop Smoke beat where he says, pop a perky and I go retarded, which I think this is just Pop Smoke popping a perky. This is crazy. Wow. All right, I'm going to hell with Dr. Nurtadanov.
No, that's good shit.
Fuck, man.
Anyway, let's fucking wrap it up. Here's his Instagram.
Yeah, give it a follow, dude.
Give it a follow. He's gonna fucking blow up. I think in 5 years we'll look back on this. We'll be like, that was fucking sick that we did this.
Yeah,
before.
and I'll be like, hey, you have to delete this podcast. I called that guy retarded too many times. You gotta get rid of it, man. You gotta get rid of it. No, dude, this is a blast. Thank you for having me, man. I meant it earlier when I was saying, like, dude, I was very excited to do someone's podcast. I know it took me a minute. I just am
dude, you're good.
Busy and shit with planning things, but
I'm busy too, and you know, we're trying to do work and this. Ideally, we can just focus on this, but just not there yet, you know.
Yeah, guys, go give me a follow. New clip every Monday. I guess I just hit 2,600 followers. Keep following me. New clip every Monday.
That's a good amount, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, it takes like one show, one experience to fucking.
Yeah, that's just one clip. Yeah, man. I got clips on my page. I post all my dates at Brandon Legendre _ It's Brandon Legend RE _ is how you spell it to make it easy. Right. If you're in Austin, every Wednesday at Rocky's Piano Bar, every Thursday at Creek Cave Live. Go check that out. Creek Cave Studio. Any of those things, any way you show love, I really appreciate it. Even just listening to this episode. You don't have to do more than that. If you're listening, make sure you subscribe to this podcast. Yeah,
follow him, dude. Just follow him.
All right, dude. Man. Thank you for having me.
Definitely come back on in the future.
Fuck yeah. Appreciate it, dude.
This was fucking sick.
This was great. This was so much fun. This flew by.
You know, be like the Dalai Lama, man. Just kiss all the kids.
Shout out Jerry, dude.
Shout out Jerry.
It's just Jerry's world, and we're just living in it, man.
All right, that's it.
That was a